This is the one place no, it's just I don't like it so much.
I guess he's here a lot, right?
No, it's my first time.
Awesome. What do you usually play?
Sorry, I usually play
No, where?
Oh, where? Oh, sorry. I don't know, I don't get much chance to play often since school.
That makes sense. You're playing tonight? What? You're playing tonight?
Every Friday.
Oh, you do?
Now.
Nice. I wasn't here last week, so.
Last week I was playing, and then we I've seen lots of 5 players play Wastelands.
Hey, I checked Carlos plays through Wastelands.
Huh?
I checked Carlos plays through Wastelands. He did. You should always play too.
I'm in denial.
Yeah.
Test. Okay, we should be good.
Is that better?
Let me know where the audio levels are at.
Give us breadcrumbs if it's better. Yes.
Yeah, everything being muted was on purpose so I could figure out what was wrong with the...
Kappa, kappa. Kappa, kappa, kappa. What a Lanubi.
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us. There's going to be a little delay. Yeah?
Great. Sean is the magician of computers.
I hope I don't mess the audio settings up for Kyra and Bryce, though, because they were changed for some reason. I'm not sure why they would be changed.
Yeah, I don't know, but they can deal with it.
Yeah.
Wow, this is Dredge.
It could be Dredge.
He's playing Dredge. He has the prized amalgamanam in his deck.
Amalgam?
Yeah, the amalgamanam. It's the prized amanagram.
It was cute the first time. you say mammogram? Never mind.
The prized amalgam. The prized amalgam. I see a prized amalgam, a cabal therapy, I think a narcomoeba in his hand. So yeah, this is like modern Dredge, but legacy
What?
Dredge.
Yeah, it's just
I
Legacy
don't
Dredge.
I guess I've never seen much legacy Dredge, so I didn't know if they were playing prized amalgam.
So the Reanimator is on the draw because you're always on the draw as Reanimator. It discards... I can't remember what it is. You have to discard like 3 cards to return that creature to your hand. And that's just a way to dump creatures in the graveyard. So it looks like we have a Dark Depths already on turn 2.
And what did he discard to hand size there?
I can't remember what it's called. It's like a 4/4 that you have to discard 3 cards to put it back in your hand. That way he can just...
Oh, so now he just dumps an absurd amount of cards.
With the first one on the stack, he tries... He returns it to his hand again.
Phantasmagorium.
Phantasmagorium, that's the card.
Okay.
Yeah, so he puts 2 triggers of returning it to his hand on the stack just to discard extra cards. And then he's dredging for turn here. I didn't see what he returned, but since it's dredge... Oh, what's he dredging?
I think it was a Stinkweed Imp.
It's a 6/6. It's almost irrelevant because it never hits the battlefield.
It's just used to get cards in the graveyard.
Right. I forgot.
He's attacking with something, though. What is he attacking with?
That is an Icarid.
Okay,
Icarid
I know
lets you
Icarid, yeah.
exile a black card out of your graveyard to put it into play, and it'll have haste. And so it just attacks for 3.
Yeah, this is probably just because I'm sort of a legacy newbie. Like, despite the fact that I've been playing it for a little while, but I've never played against Dredge, nor like seen Dredge be played.
Prized Amalgam was a huge get for this deck.
Interesting.
So now he's got 2 3/3s attacking
And
every
this
turn.
feels like kind of bad for Ray unless he can find a Thespian stage.
Which that's a pretty high chance of him finding a Thespian stage because there's so many tutor effects in his deck.
You said it wrong too.
Did I?
It's Thespian, but I said Thespian for some reason, and then you said it right after.
I just mimic other people.
Oh yeah, I guess Ray could make a Tabernacle
It does.
because I don't think Yao can pay for those Tabernacle trigger.
Well,
But-
Manaless is in the name. Yeah, that was a good spot, CBL. Like, I hadn't actually considered Tabernacle, but that is...
Yeah.
So there's Golgari, Grave Thug. There's so many cards in his graveyard. Essentially, his graveyard is his hand. That's how this deck works.
Right.
And he's up to 4 off of all of
So he's
these
gonna
punishing
fire
fires.
that thing, and it's getting exiled for a reason.
I didn't catch what creature it was.
No, it was something, but it got exiled, and I don't.
Was
I
it a
don't know.
Narcomoeba? No, that was
it
the
was
previous
a black.
turn.
It was a black creature.
But inevitably, Reanimator is going to be able to kill him unless...
Yeah, unless Ray
Tabernacles
finds
has something.
Tabernacle.
Even if he gets Tabernacle, Manaless Dredge, I believe, has Dread Return and a way to just kill you.
Okay.
I think it's the Devil with Undying that whenever something enters the graveyard from the battlefield...
Oh, the Flayer the Hatebound?
Flayer of the Hatebound is the card.
Okay.
And they just reanimate it.
Ooh, Ray made a crop rotation. So does he get Tabernacle, or does he just make a 20/20?
I
think you make a 20/20, right?
Usually, I would say.
I don't think that Manaless Dredge... We should change it. It says Reanimator.
Oh.
We need to change that. But I don't think that Manaless Dredge can beat a 20/20.
It kind of reanimates things.
And it's gonna... Oh, he did just get the Tabernacle, though. So, gonna just kind of play it slow. He's gonna say, you have no mans. Your creatures is gone. And...
Yeah, he already has Dread Return.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to dredge
So doesn't the Dread Return have to get... No, that's when one of Ray's creatures dies, that the Dread Return gets exiled, right? From the graveyard?
The Dread Return? Are you talking about Bridge from Below?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about Bridge from Below. See, I don't know anything about this deck. I should not be doing this right now.
That's fine. Evening, Jorgensen.
Hello.
Even if as casters we have a role of like you don't know what the deck is and you have to ask me questions, I think that's a good way to, like, it's the same reason that people always introduce a character in their stories, that it's just like, I'm the new cop on the block and you have to explain everything to me. Like the whole reason that that one girl was put in Inception to explain the plot. Like, you can be that person. So
I'm that one girl from Inception that explains the plot.
Yeah. 5 points to whoever can name that girl's name.
So, reaching for sideboards.
Yeah, and I think this has got to be one of Manaless Dredge's worst matchup. Like, you have no way to attack Glacial Chasm.
No way to attack the Tabernacle. And if Ray just makes a 20/20 before you make a bunch of derpa-derps, like, you just die.
And it seems really hard to actually interact out of the sideboard with a lot of this. Like, you could board in Fairy Macabre to try to get the Life from the Loam engine gone, but what else is there?
Yeah, and it even looked like the Tabernacle just won the game for Ray outright.
I'm really excited to see if there is tech for this Manaless Dredge board, because the sideboard cards you can play are really, like, it's not a big card pool of things that you can play for 0 mana.
Yeah, it's just very narrow.
It's just weird that the deck even exists to me sometimes. I've expressed opposition to things like what's the thing? Monarch? Because I say it doesn't feel like Magic, but then I see Manaless Dredge being played, and it does not feel like Magic, but for some reason I'm okay with it. I think it's because Legacy is powerful enough that you leave blind spots when you do something like that. And
okay.
I'm going to peek in on the other match to see how Brian is doing against... That's a lot of Griffins on the field. Wow, it looks like he's facing down...
Looks like just...
what's it, Check Pile? Either that or Grixis.
Yeah, I think I see a Volcanic.
Oh, yeah, look, there's the...
Oh, yeah, there's a Culligan's Command. It's Check Pile.
Yeah,
sure.
Check Pile plays the Culligan's Command. It's a dead giveaway.
Does Check Pile play Gurmag Angler?
I didn't think they did. This could just be like a weird mix.
Yeah, I'm not really entirely sure, but... It's Jund. This looks like... No, this is like... Yeah, it's 4 color. There's green, there's red, there's blue, there's black. It's just 4 color stuff, I guess.
I don't see what he's going to do against these Griffins.
Andy_Prime says they play it as a 1-of a lot of times.
What?
The Gurmag Angler.
Okay. I don't know the deck list that intimately.
I've just not seen it very often, but I've seen the flying one that I can never remember the name of. I've seen that one a few times.
Oh, right.
But I've not seen very many Gurmag Anglers out of Check Pile, but whatever this is, it looks like a pile of cards.
I can get behind it, though.
So I think Brian probably at this point is just looking for a way to win, right? Like, he's got the food chain and he's got the Griffins.
Yeah, he has 12 power plus... Tombstalker is the card. He has 12 power plus... He just blocks with 12 power there. Get rid of one of your Griffins.
Wow.
Yeah, and that... Yeah. That's just going to come back at some point. Deathrite Shaman can just exile it.
Oh, yeah, the Deathrite can exile it. Yeah. Good eye catch.
So I'm going to switch back to our other match that we've been following since the start. I hope that the other one continues going long enough that we can catch the end of it.
I kind of am just more interested in watching that. we can see Manaless Dredge at work.
Yeah, we haven't seen Manaless Dredge on stream in forever. So gamble.
Wow, the perfect gamble. Assuming that that's what Ray gambled for. Otherwise, even better. And then he just makes Tabernacle.
Yeah, there's Tabernacle. I'm not sure what's going to happen here besides...
Does Manaless Dredge have a way to blow up a Tabernacle at all?
It just says, I don't care. Like, I'm going to attack you with Icarids every turn. And just be like,
oh, Icarid,
okay.
Icarid has haste?
It does have haste.
Oh, interesting.
I believe even at the end of turn, it goes away.
Yeah.
On its own.
I'll have to read Icarid.
I'll bring it up for the stream here. Where'd my mouse go?
Hey, and a Bajukabog took care of the one duder.
Okay, yeah. So it sacrifices at end of turn. So that at least means it's not an exile.
Okay, and since I believe you, as the active player, control the Tabernacle trigger and the Icarid trigger, you can stack it so that you resolve the Tabernacle trigger first and then resolve the Icarid trigger?
Oh, right.
So that you don't have to pay for the Icarid?
I think chat was talking about that just a minute ago. I haven't seen Flamekin in some time.
What
but
is Flamekin?
So Flamekin gives all of your creatures...
Flamekin Harbinger?
I don't remember what it is. It gives all of your creatures haste and +1/+0.
It's a Lorwyn draft.
It's just basically something you reanimate to give all your creatures haste.
Oh, okay. So you can... Oh, the Flamekin Zealot.
Is that
the
what
red
it is?
and the white one? Yeah. You reanimate all your creatures, and then reanimate the Flamekin Zealot, and they all get +1/+1 in haste.
Yeah, okay. There's Icarid. Oh, card frame. If it's not on the battlefield the upkeep, it doesn't even trigger. And it won't be, because it dies at the end of turn.
Yeah, because both those triggers would go on the stack at beginning of upkeep, and Icarid would come into play after that resolves, so I guess it just doesn't even matter.
The creature that we're thinking about is a white... It's not Flamekin.
Maybe it's not Flamekin Zealot. It is Zealot.
Is it?
It is Zealot. Yeah, Zealot is in its name. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. But whether it's Flamekin or not, I don't know. I was pretty sure it was.
So he has Bridge from Below going now. So he's going to be able to...
I really want to know. You gave up looking.
But he's going to be able to Bridge from Below repeatedly. And he'll have stuff in his graveyard.
It is Flamekin Zealot.
Oh yeah, it was just I spelled it wrong.
I was right.
Yeah, Flame-Kin.
Yeah, there's a dash between Flame and Kin, but I don't know if he has one, but we'll have to see. He could.
So let's see here.
Ray casting another Life from the Loam, getting back a bunch of Ghost Quarters and a Bajukabog. Gonna play Bajukabog, exile the graveyard.
And
that's gonna leave Yao with not very much. And he's gonna lose his 2/2.
Nothing actually.
Yeah, and he's got a Grave Troll in his hand, a white card, and something else.
So within the next 2 turns, he's gonna be able to play
Winner,
Dark
chicken
Depths
dinner.
and do everything he needs to. Does he have an Explore? He doesn't. And he's dredging at this point.
So he's just playing 1 land a turn, but so far the lands deck doing a better dredge impersonation than the dredge deck.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to do that when your whole graveyard gets exiled.
Oh, see, I've seen that version with Bullistrad Spy.
That does function more of a combo deck unless it's just like a backup plan of beats.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So with Ghost Quarter, he can blow up his own Bojukabog and dredge to get it back every turn. So,
or he'll just make a 20/20.
Yeah, he'll make a 20/20 for sure. But if that went wrong somehow, he had a backup plan of exiling his graveyard like every other turn.
Yeah, and between the Tabernacle and the 20/20, I think this game is donezo.
So let's check in on the other one. It looks like they're sideboarding.
Yeah.
I can never see what people hold up because
They're like, here's a bunch of cards that you can't tell what they are.
There was.
I'm helpful.
There was a masterwork.
I'm just kidding, Brian. I'm just kidding.
It's just I can't read that fast.
I did see a.
These cards are so shiny.
One of them was a fatal push.
Okay, I saw.
There was a fatal push in that stack.
There was a masterwork, some kind of artifact. What kind of artifact do you think he plays? Engineered explosives or something? Is that?
Yeah, maybe engineered explosives. Did they make a masterpiece of pithing needle?
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe he
I don't
brings it
think
in
they
and
did.
names Deathrite Shaman or something.
That would have been a cool masterpiece, though.
I'm really not familiar with what all of the masterpieces are entirely, but
Oh, they did do a masterwork pithing needle.
okay, that looks kind of cool.
That does. So, I guess I should put the names on there. Well, we're not trying to watch a match. Brian, food, O-N? That's how I'm typing.
No, it's with an I. Griffin, not Griffon.
Is it?
Finn. Yes. Oh, you're right. I was wrong. That's weird.
Got it. Do you know who? Okay, we have his
Josh,
opponent
I
here.
think.
Oh, Josh on
Check pile.
Pilkey. Double check here.
Oh, sorry. I guess we
No.
don't know who his opponent is. Tony.
It's Tony.
It's Tony.
That's just a joke. We don't
Check pile.
check pile. When we don't know who someone's name is, we're just gonna call him Tony.
Yeah, Tony is the John Doe equivalent in
Yeah.
Paragon. Or Jane Doe. Tony sees no gender. Tony is just Tony.
Have we ever had?
Do they both have the same sleeves?
Okay,
Oh, yes.
so there's
Misty
Walking
Rain
Ballista,
Forest,
Trinket Mage.
Verdant Catacombs, and there were some other cards.
Yeah, but Walking Ballista, Trinket Mage, and Deathrite Shaman were the big.
Oh, was there a Deathrite Shaman?
There was a Deathrite Shaman. Did you
Yeah.
catch one more card besides land?
I probably did, but I can't remember. I forgot already. Ooh, Tony gonna mulligan again. Going to 5, it looks like. And not entirely sure who picked up game 1 there, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it had to have been Brian, right? Like, his board seemed pretty dominant. He really just needed like a win condition,
Yeah,
and
yeah. The Jace was on like 3.
yeah, and the Griffins could have pressured the Jace pretty easily once they got that Gurmag Angler off the board, so I'm going to assume that Brian took game 1, but we're not sure.
So there's Jace the Mind Sculptor in the hand for Tony.
Going to fetch with Verdant Catacombs, play Deathrite Shaman.
That pretty foil blacked out Deathrite.
Draws another Jace the Mind Sculptor.
2 Jaces isn't typically what you want to see. He does have a Force of
Yeah,
Will.
that's what I was about to say. You can pitch 1 to Force of Will now, which seems okay.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so bad when it's just, oh, I drew a blue card.
Just another thing on the list that makes Force of Will great. Extra redundant blue cards. Pitch them to Force of Will. I don't need 2 Jaces, but now I've got a Jace and a Force of Will. Yes, we can try to confirm that for you.
That's your job.
Okay. Remind me, I'll forget.
I'm sure we'll have time. These matches have been wrapping up fairly quickly.
Sylvan Library. Force of Will. Ooh, he chose to exile a Jace.
So, is that a Blood Moon?
No, I think
It's
it's
just a lightning bolt?
It's a whiteboard of lightning
I
bolt.
was like, there's no way he's playing
No.
Blood Moon. He'd just
He's
lose.
And the food chain deck has so many basics in it, you wouldn't even board
Right.
like Blood Moon in against it if you had it.
I'm actually not very familiar with... Ooh, Trinket Mage. Probably go get a Walking Ballista.
Yep. I would assume.
Ah, yes. Because that costs 0.
I always watch Brian play Food Chain, and I think that, like, this is a deck that I want to play.
Oh, yeah. Every time I've seen
It
Food
looks
Chain.
like just... It kind of is on the same vein that Allurin was, but I think it's not terrible like Allurin is.
I would agree with you. Like, it has an inevitability that I love.
Trinket Mage beats and Leovold.
Yeah, a quick pass
Yeah.
turn for Tony, and then that
I
Trinket
think
Mage
you
gets
just
the
got to
swing.
bolt the Leovold, right? Just suck it up, bite the bullet, and kill that Leovold right now, right?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and he does.
If you draw a land and you hit your Jace,
Right. And making Jace into that Leovold seems terrible.
no force of will or anything from Brian, that would have been devastating, I feel like.
Yeah. Now bolting the other Leovold feels really good.
Yeah.
Draws the Leovold off the top.
He could have prevented him from drawing a card if he was super patient, but that's not worth it. There's a good chance that his Leovold is going to die as well.
Yeah, and I think definitely bolting it was the way to go. 100% on board with that line of play.
I'm going to actually just put a win for Brian here.
I'm
I'm assuming
we're pretty
a lot.
sure he picked up game 1, but
Yeah. He was in a commanding lead.
yep. Brian just gonna kill the Leovold.
Fatal push.
So, at the end of the day, both players just exchanging a couple 2-for-1s, and both at parity still.
Yep. Leovold's really fair when there's 2 Leovolds out.
Yeah. But it looks like Tony not finding a 4th land for this Jace.
Did he find action for the creatures at least?
I'm not even sure what he's got. He's got
Toxic
a Toxic
Deluge.
Deluge. Alright, that's alright. So just for 1, right?
2.
Oh, is Trinket Mage not a 2-1?
It's a 2/2.
Wow, that card's OP!
That 3-mana bear.
Hey, that's really good. There's his land. Ooh, and he's even got like the I think he's got like the foil promo Rebecca Gay lands.
Oh.
Those ones are sweet.
So, Pithing Needle naming Jace.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. Pretend it's an Oblivion Ring.
Yeah. If it ever becomes relevant, then you're just like, okay.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that as a commentator.
sure. I'm a little nervous that they both have the exact same sleeves and have Jaces in their deck. But that might get a little hairy.
I don't think Brian would ever pick up a Jace that's not foil.
That's just beneath him.
Why would he?
I know this is your Jace because it's not even foil. What do you think? Does Brian have World Wake foils, Eternal's Masters foils, or FTV foils?
I would put him on World Wake.
Yeah,
I think it's the safe bet.
yeah.
Top of the line.
I am really jealous of these basic lands though. I love those artworks, and I want some of these foils. It makes me want to build standards so I can go play in the Saturday game days or whatever. What are they called? Standard showdowns.
Oh, okay.
I want to go play in standard showdowns so I can try to get some of these packs because each pack comes with one of these promo lands.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So the ballista just keeps getting bigger.
He could have grown it some extra by tapping that Deathrite Shaman, but
Uh,
he's not in a rush. He would just rather use
Yeah.
the mana to
Do something.
either do something in his hand or...
he's just gonna play the land out of his hand.
Okay, so
Not
then
really worried about bluffing anything.
he can keep up Deathrite Shaman and
Wow, and
the
Tony
+1/+1.
found a 3rd Jace. Oh no, that's the Jace. He's never cast the Jace.
Yes.
That was the exiled Jace. Okay,
Yes.
I understand. I was looking for the exiled Jace to Force of Will. But yeah, Tony's still just only on 2 Jaces. But yeah, I think Brian wins.
It feels like it.
This game did not go very well for Tony.
Even Jace the Mind Sculptor doesn't really help him much.
Thing needle, like, what do you bounce the Walking Ballista so he can recast it bigger?
Yeah.
And start, you know, dumping mana into it again?
Well, yeah, he just takes 2 counters off of it, and then he's like, fine.
Yeah.
So he does 2 with Deathrite instead of putting another counter on Walking Ballista.
Seems fine.
Yeah.
God, I don't know why, but this same sleeve thing is just making me nervous. So in for 3, maybe more? Nope, just 3. And he's gonna do some exiling.
Yeah, the Walking Ballista can just shoot him down anyway.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize Tony was already at 3 life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like Brian takes it down.
Wow.
I'm gonna watch for a minute here to just make
Walking
sure.
Ballista is powerful.
Make sure that Tony didn't just eke out the game 1 win since we didn't see the conclusion.
Yeah, let's be positive, but pretty sure that Brian has picked this one up. Land's still going. Is Lance really still going?
It looks like it. It looks like they're talking about their tech here, and that usually only happens after.
Why is the camera so jumpy?
I don't know. That's why I'm not switching to it quite yet.
Oh.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna switch back. It looks like they're at least playing for fun game on the other table. It'll give me an opportunity to update all this crap and make it so Brandon.
I will go do my homework.
Okay.
And find out if there's a win-a-box tomorrow.
Oi! So, this is kind of interesting. Trinisphere, like I'm not sure what the Trinisphere comes in for. Oh, it's to stop the Dread Return from being cast. All of his Cabal therapies, all of his Dread Returns are uncastable now, which makes casting something like, what's it called? Cabal therapy hard off all of that. He does have a respectable board still. He has 3 power flying. I forgot how big the shade is, and then he has a 3/3.
So I found out information.
Are you gonna share it with the class?
No.
All right.
There is a Legacy Win-a-Box tomorrow at 4 p.m., followed by standard Share-a-Box at 5.
What is share a box?
It's just when they all get together and they just share a box together.
You just pay an entry fee, and then everyone walks home with an equal amount of the box?
I think so. I imagine that's how it works. I imagine a box just split by how your finish or your record, maybe.
Okay.
But
so here's a Glacial Chasm. There's also a Glacial Chasm Trinisphere seems pretty hard for Dredge to combat. The Glacial Chasm can only stay out for a turn.
Yeah.
Because he's at 3 already.
Ray really, really needs to find a Tabernacle. It does.
If he does get Tabernacle, there's a chance that all of his enemies' creatures turn into like a million zombies and then just die on the next turn. But
yeah,
it's almost scary.
It's almost scary.
Tabernacle, very good.
Yeah. Ooh, he does have Flare, the Hatebound. That's what that is, right?
Yep. It would be nice if he could cast it. Or reanimate it.
He seems to be a little mana screwed for that, though.
Yeah.
He's, I think, a long way off of, what is it, 5 and a red for Flare?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little far off of that. I don't think he'll be casting it anytime soon. I don't know, maybe he'll surprise us. He'll play Mana Geyser.
I'm allergic to whatever you were saying right there.
Mana Geyser.
What's Mana Geyser?
It's 3 red. You get 1 red mana for each tap land your opponents control.
Whoa.
Huh. That'd be terrible.
Seems good in Commander.
No, it's terrible.
What?
That's terrible.
Okay.
It's too expensive up front. $9 for each match win.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah. Right on.
We finally see the Thespian stage.
So he can make a 20/20 that blocks something and then he dies.
He can't make it this turn, and 2 of his lands don't tap for mana.
He can't. Yeah,
so
he just really needed to find a Tabernacle. He's still got another look. So he's gonna sacrifice the Chasm. Oh, hey, you can just he can just keep playing it though.
Oh, you're right.
So he's okay. He didn't get it back though.
Oh, he hasn't cast his.
Oh, he hasn't cast Loam yet.
He's just dredged it.
Derp. So what was the 3 that he paid? He tapped 3 mana at the beginning of his turn. Why was that?
So, not entirely sure.
Because, I mean, he has to pay 3 for the Life from Loam because of Trinisphere, right? So is that what he was doing?
I know he just paid 1 to cycle
Tranquil Thicket
so that he could dredge.
Curious that he just made Thespian stage. I'm uber confused at what's happening.
Are we missing an onboard effect? They could just be playing for fun. This is a for fun match, and so they might be doing some kind of
derping around,
some kind of stipulation, or just like, hey, don't do it yet. I want to show you something.
Don't kill me, bro, until I get my Tabernacle. Ray would do that because he's a jerk. Hey, Magic players, pairings are up.
For some format.
I don't think for Legacy.
But it does look like the Dredge player could have won this game.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If Ray would have just kept playing the...
Is Thespian stage copying...
Oh, that's what he did. That's why he tapped mana. He just copied the... Glacial Chasm with Thespian stage.
Okay, we figured it out.
Okay, so he should have paid 3 for his Trinisphere, though, and he didn't.
For what?
When he cast Life from the Loam, he only paid 2.
Oh.
Or did he? No, he didn't even cast Life from the Loam. He cycled Tranquil Thicket.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, I don't think he did.
It turns out legal magic was played.
So he didn't cast Life from the Loam?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I said, and you said he did.
Right.
He cycled Tranquil Thicket. No, we're good, though.
We're good.
We figured it out. It took us just, like, a minute too long, but we figured it out.
Hey, we beat chat.
Chat just at this point has given up on us.
What? No one ever gives up on trying to sound smart. Nobody. So, what just...
I don't know, they just decided they're done.
Either there was an inevitable 2020, or he couldn't make another Glacial Chasm and he lost.
Yeah.
I kind of zoned out for a minute there. There's a Josh here, I'm not sure.
He is here.
There's lots of people named Josh.
Josh Snow, he was here.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I gave up on sounding smart years ago.
I can say from experience that...
Are you even allowed to still play Magic?
Behooves you, Lanubi. Even though you kicked my butt at Popper Cube last night.
You're always saying stuff I think is smart. Like, stuff about Iconic Masters. It's all pauper stuff, so I shouldn't repeat it here. It would just make everyone's ears catch on fire, and they want to hear about cool, expensive magic.
Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Ban Deathrite Shaman.
What camp are you in again for Deathrite Shaman?
I'm on the don't ban it, or I don't think it needs to be banned camp. But
Yeah. Is there a percent of the meta that it has to be for you to change your mind, or what's your breaking point for banned cards?
I think my breaking point is, I don't know, because I don't think Brainstorm should be banned either. And if you try to
Right.
go with the percentage of the meta argument, then Brainstorm should be banned. But
Yeah.
I just think that Deathrite Shaman is a defining card of the format, and I don't think it's a bad thing to have defining cards in a format.
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends on what that card is. Like, if the defining card of a format is like Mental Misstep,
Sure.
like
yeah.
that's probably not a good thing.
if-
But like a 1-mana creature that interacts with your opponent and forces your opponents and you to take interesting lines, I don't know. I think it's fine. I think it makes for interesting magic, but a lot of people disagree.
I think Mental Misstep. Let me finish. It would be fine if people didn't just start playing it because it counters Mental Misstep and they're not blue deck. And you just can't have, a red deck. Not that there is one in our format in any, significant way. Just play Mental Misstep. I guess Burn is. I take that back. But just some mono red deck, just playing Mental Misstep because it counters Mental Misstep, then you have a problem.
Right.
But Deathrite is... You're not just seeing splash colors just for Deathrite. I guess we did see... Goblins is now playing Deathrite in some builds.
Wow.
But I don't think that that's, because it's so powerful that you just play it and win. It's it actually does stuff for the deck that's relevant to the strategy. Gives every deck some reach.
Yeah.
Let me update this.
All right, well, that was the end of round 1, and hopefully we get round 2 ready for you guys here pretty soon. So thanks for joining us tonight. I'm sure there were a lot of other things you guys could have done with your Friday night, but you chose to spend it with us.
Don't mention that. Hopefully they'll forget all of the other things they could be doing.
Don't tell them that. Thank you for spending it with us. We love doing this, giving you guys some awesome legacy.
Mana Dork that can be played off Underground Sea is not great? Or is it too great?
I think it's pretty great. I don't know, Andy, what you're talking about. I think it's pretty great. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just a jerk.
But sitting across from a Deathrite Shaman, is it the most oh, now they played a Deathrite Shaman, I just can't do anything. Or I have to play around this card so hard. It kind of is okay, they have it. I have to deal with that at some point. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I've ever been... My opponent has made True Name Nemesis, and I've groaned more than they've made Deathrite Shaman, and I've groaned. Or Leovold. I don't know.
Yeah,
I get what you mean. It's just not that card when they make a Deathrite Shaman on turn 1, and it's not oh, it's just okay, he made a Deathrite Shaman. I expected that to happen.
Yeah.
But then when they make the True Name Nemesis for that you can't handle, that's when you kind of groan. I don't know.
Oh gosh, we just reminded OMG WTF Pew Pew that he can do other things tonight, and he's gone. We just lost a viewer. I think I've seen more Force of Will's hardcast thanks to Deathrite Shaman than than used to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like seeing Force of Will hardcast. I like having access to more mana in a format with Stifle and Wasteland.
Hey, he hasn't left us yet though.
I mean, if Paragon let me drink and play Legacy every day, I'd be there every day.
Every Friday.
Oh, every Friday?
Yeah, he wouldn't be here every day. He's
Yeah.
got better things to do.
Yeah, just getting drunk and every day of the week and play Magic. What else is there? sounds like a good day of the week any day. Sadly, I have a job now and I have responsibilities, so I can't do that either. I would love to show up one of these Tuesdays, but
Yeah, I've just decided that, like, it's just not worth the drive for me to come play Legacy here on Tuesday.
it's that I have work that day and the next day, and I have to get up at like 5. But I hardly get to play Legacy anymore. I watch it more than I play it by far.
Yeah, same.
It kind of should be that way, so that I don't just get pigeonholed into learning about my one deck. Do you stream Cube?
No, we've never streamed Cube.
Yeah, and Kyre brings his Sundays sometimes. I don't think they stream that either. It would mean
Maybe that's something that we can do, though. If you guys are interested in watching a Cube stream, we can talk about setting one up, possibly.
I don't even think the store isn't open on Sunday.
Well, we could do it on a different day.
Oh, like
why do we have to do it on Sunday?
Right.
Just because they normally play their Cube
If we
on
can convince
Sunday.
enough Legacy players to play.
You know what? I would come down here and play Cube.
What?
Because
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming I'm not casting.
Yeah.
So I'll come down here and play Cube.
It'd be kind of fun to watch Kyre, watch other people play as Cube, and just...
I think that Cube is my favorite format, and it's not close.
Really?
I love to Cube.
Huh.
Absolutely love Cube.
It's my favorite way to play Limited. Because I can just throw together all of the red cards, and it's a deck. I'm not great at Limited.
I like Limited.
I need to practice way more.
You can't come, Lanubi. Okay, you can come. Cube is life.
What kind of cube is everyone's favorite? I've built a Pauper cube because that's my life.
I like Legacy Cube
Yeah.
a little bit more than I like Vintage Cube.
Yeah, the Power Cube.
Yeah, the Powered Cube. Like, Powered Cube is a blast, don't get me wrong, but...
I switched it back to us.
Oh!
I don't like looking at my face, though, so I'm going to put it in studio mode.
I assumed he's invited, this guy, huh? I'm coming! You can't stop me from playing Cube.
You just show up and take a pile, and you're like...
These are mine!
We were drafting! No!
I want to play too!
Working at FedEx just drains all my energy. By Tuesday, I just want to get off and play Destiny. I like things like... There's a certain appeal to, like, games like Destiny where it asks, like, nothing of you besides you hold a controller. Whereas, like, Magic, you have to, like...
Think, and...
You have to show up. You have to be bathed. Well, some people don't follow that, but you're supposed to be.
It's the socializing with my opponents thing that sometimes I just don't want to do. And sometimes it gets me. Like, I think I have a reputation in our Magic community here in Utah as, like, half of it is, like, he's super cheerful and happy and great, and the other half is just, like, he's the most miserable person I've ever been around. And it's because sometimes I just don't want to talk to you. And I'm just going to play my game, and I'm going to try to win, and I'm going to get to the next round, because all I want to do is get to the top 8 of this tournament, finish this tournament, and go home.
I understand. I'm your close friend, and sometimes you're just like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I'm playing Magic.
Don't talk to me! I now owe Kyre 5 Grande. I don't even know if Kyre drinks Starbucks, so... Knee slappers.
Starbucks jokes. I've had a Pauper cube, but right now my cube is modern.
Border only.
Modern border. Oh. Okay.
So it's only modern bordered Pauper cards?
Is it still a Pauper deck? Or a Pauper cube?
Yeah, they're all commons, right?
Okay, sure.
Is yours a Pauper cube because it's got band cards in it?
Yes.
See? Works.
I'd play a mono red cube over standard. You take that back. Mono red cube seems like the worst thing I can think of. I've heard of one drop cubes.
Let's do it, Lanubi. Let's build mono red cube.
One drop cube sounds like fun. I've heard of that and I've seen it before. That seems like more fun than... What would it just be? Like Turn 4, you're dead. Oh, turn 4, you're dead. Oh, look, I killed you on turn 3.
Hey, how's Yuya Watanabe, Reed Duke, and Josh Utter-Layton doing in the World Championships? Does anyone know? Those 3 specifically. If anyone knows, because I didn't get a chance to watch any Worlds today, and those 3 are my horses. So they need to get more pro points than Glenn's picks so that he can buy me a draft. Actually, it would just cancel out the draft that I owe him because I lost betting in the last Pro Tour to him. we do our Pro Tour drafts.
Yeah, like
me and Glenn and
Fantasy Magic.
Yeah, Fantasy Pro Tour.
Fantasy Magic League. It's more like Modern, but I get to play the reprints with no power.
Okay. Huh. I think they just called round time in Legacy.
I hope so. I want to watch more Legacy.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys are sick of us trying to pass time. Because I know I'm sick of trying to pass time. We just run out of stuff to say at some point, and
as another subject,
drivel on.
So I was watching channel. I can't pronounce his last name.
On what?
It starts with an M.
Mangucci?
Yeah.
Andre Mangucci.
I think it's pronounced. I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah, it's Mangucci.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he's Italian, all right?
Okay, so I think he was playing Mono Black Reanimator.
Wambla. Thank you for following.
He's playing Mono Black Reanimator, and that deck was really intriguing to watch, I feel like.
Mono Black Reanimator.
It's just like a whole bunch of like dark rituals, and it played, I think it was Lake of the Damned.
Is that one that gives you a bunch of black mana?
Yeah.
Like
so,
for your swamps or whatever?
When it enters, you sacrifice, I think it's specifically a swamp, and then it taps for either black or 4 black.
Stop you. I care about Worlds because it's going to get me a free draft.
Oh, Lake of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
No. You said damned.
I took the opportunity to swear. I didn't know the card name. I really didn't.
Lake of the Damned sounds right to me.
But yeah. But Lake of the Dead, that card is so powerful. Like, he was just playing, like, Massacre Worm. Like, okay, play this.
Cast Massacre
Here's
Worm.
a Massacre Worm. I gave up 2 swamps, but I'm Reanimator. And then they're like, okay, deal with it. And then he just reanimates it again.
OMG, WTF. Pew, pew! Thank you for following.
That's exactly how you're supposed to pronounce his name.
OMG, WTF. Pew, pew!
I thought for a minute it was pronounced, I can't pronounce his last name, but it doesn't start with an M.
Oh, you mean Andre Mangucci?
Yeah.
It's not that hard to say.
I've been saying it.
Can't you just mung? And then oo? And then chi?
I can't pronounce his last name.
You just gotta mung, oo, chi. Mangucci. And you kind of blend it in. Just blend it together.
I can't pronounce his last name. You want to check time in the round? I'm dying.
I'm pretty sure it was just called.
Okay. It better.
You know, I'm sure that we're dying a lot less than the viewers are.
They can go get a drink, have a beer. We have to make conversation. Talking is hard.
We don't got to do nothing.
That's true.
We choose to do this for you, guys.
And my ego.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone just wants to sound smart. That's why we all want to be LSV, right? We just want to be LSV because he just always sounds smart.
All right. When are you having a beer? Talk!
Dance, monkeys! Dance!
OMG. WTF. Pew, pew! Oh. So
did we talk
have we talked about the racy scandal with the Pirates deck yet?
No.
That I guess that whole thing was just a giant troll, and it's not a real deck. But then somehow the hive mind of the Legacy community like cobbled up a almost real deck.
Yeah, they're like, what is it? What is it? We have to brew this deck. Like, they have it. I want to have it. I want to play the pros deck. And so they just started putting cards together that worked well together, and it's like
They actually like made a deck.
it's starting to work.
I mean, it's not very good, and we saw it on camera last week, and it didn't seem very impressive.
It got kind of smashed.
And so this whole time I'm sitting here in my head just going like, what has Bob Wong figured out? Like, this deck does not look great, but he seems set on it. But
Yeah.
and even the Reddit thread about respecting Brewers' rights to keep their deck a secret was just like a troll fabricated by the group to try to distract from the fact that they didn't actually have a deck list.
Yeah, like when I first got showed the deck, I was like, you know, you stretch your mind and you're like, okay, if they did it, what is it? It just kind of looked like crappy stacks. Stacks that they could just pay a mana and negate. And turns out that's exactly what it was. Plays Chalice of the Void. Well, so does Stacks.
Ooh, people. I see commotion. Oh, it's Ray again. Oh!
Legacy.
No, we don't want Ray.
Legacy.
Can they see both of them, or do they just see us?
They just see us.
Oh, poor guys. I'm sorry, everyone.
I know. That's why I can't even have it full screen, because I just hate looking at myself.
I don't blame you. Let's see if there's something on the other table. I don't want to watch lands again. Oh! A champion is among us. Let's watch the champion play. That's a cool playmat. You know, people sometimes sneer and turn their noses up to players that have game day champion playmats.
Who does?
But I'm gonna come right out and say, I've never won a game day playmat.
Neither have I. Wait.
You've never even played a game day.
Yes, I have. I conceded to the guy who wanted the game, the playmat.
No way, you played a game day?
Yeah. Back when I played Standard.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, because I played Standard in, like, Innistrad.
No,
And-
you played Standard like when I started playing Magic. You played Standard with
Yeah,
us.
Innistrad and Gatecrash and stuff.
Yeah, Ravnica block. But I don't remember you ever going to a game day.
Yeah, I did, like, twice.
So, Tony versus Tony?
Tony versus Champion.
Oh, right. Hopefully they'll give us the names here pretty quick. I see some Blood Moons.
Oh.
I don't think Blood Moons beat Chandra, though.
No, she...
Do they just make her more powerful, like the Fire Nation? Isn't that what happens when the Fire
She just
Nation?
gets angrier. Or it's pretty much the same thing. Storm seems broken in this imaginary cube I've created.
Lanubi, stop trying to make Red Cube happen.
It's already a thing.
Okay.
I've already brewed it in my mind.
Nice.
LA Newbie and
I'll
me
play it.
We're imaginary working with each other.
Just buy some paper bags and cut holes for your eyes and mouth.
Yeah, that way we don't have to look at ourselves.
I don't think they're concerned about us looking at each other. They're more concerned with having to look at us. They stomach us so that they can watch Legacy. And the least we could do is cover our ugly mugs.
Fair.
Nope, they're going to look at me because I'm narcissistic and I like to look at myself in the little thing.
I should just use a Walmart plastic bag, not cut holes in it, and then they won't have to look at me ever again.
OMG, WTF, pew pew! You are 100% correct.
That's what's fun with Cube. You can make it make whatever you want with it.
Yeah. Do you remember when I was planning a modern cube?
I think so.
And then I gave up on it? And then, like, they came out with a modern cube, and I was like, I thought of that.
So it looks like Show and Tell against...
Not sure. I think I saw Dismember.
Do you mind grabbing their names for real, though?
Yeah. I was wanting them to put it in there, but they didn't, so I'll go get it.
Okay. We just need Champion and Tony.
Okay.
So there's a Delver. This could be Grixis Delver. That's what I'm going to put it on.
Steven is the champion, and Seth is the Tony.
Okay.
We're gonna give a...
I'm going to put a V in there.
Yeah, I think that's the most common way to spell Steven. So. Seth.
Seth.
Yeah, and I've not seen Seth before. I recognize Tony, but I don't think I've ever seen this Seth character. So
He could have been a past Tony.
oh, past Tony.
If he plays Eureka, we'll know that he's been here before.
No, he's definitely not the Eureka player. I could recognize that player, but I've never seen Seth before, so.
I'm glad to have new people at Legacy all the time. If a viewer wants to ever show up, I will shake your hand because I'll feel like a celebrity or something.
I think Master of Gore is referring to your paper bag comment.
The plastic bag comment?
Oh, your plastic bag comment.
Do we know what this guy's on yet?
Delver of some kind?
Yeah. Let's just put Delver in there.
Delver.
He's,
Yeah.
He's delving.
But he's not delving. Not from his graveyard, anyway.
Huh?
He's delving the secrets. So it looks like Tony's just on, like... Or Seth, I'm sorry. Not Tony. Seth. It looks like Seth is just on, like, straight blue-red.
There was a mountain.
So straight blue-red.
Oh,
show and
blue-red.
tell.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't hear the red. Sometimes I edit out things to make other people sound dumber in my head.
Probably Rug if you saw Dismember. And I was thinking, like, Rug or blue-red. Just because they would have Dismember as they don't have access to, like, Fatal Push.
I'm going to keep it on a tentative Rug.
Well,
And
let's see
we're
if
going to
we
use
can
Rug
figure it
instead
out.
of whatever
Teamer?
weird...
No, there's an Underground C. So maybe just Grixis Delver. No, it's definitely not Rug. It's definitely not Rug.
Fine. So it
just
reveals a lightning bolt.
Just call it Delver.
No.
So we don't have to keep changing it.
No. There's a smoky Delver.
Smoky Delvers.
Those smoky back sleeves when there's a Delver in it, which is the best reason to play the smoky sleeves.
So you can flip your Delver and it's smoky?
Yeah, and no one can read it. Like, what does it do? So it looks like he's off of... Oh, no, he does have red.
Yeah, he has the extra land.
Can he get up enough to play Sneak Attack?
He does have a Ancient Tomb in his hand as well, so...
He didn't have the red this turn,
No.
which is unfortunate.
Probably... Maybe looking at a Show and Tell?
Definitely. There's the Show and Tell.
Do you put... No, he's just got an Emrakul.
That's pretty good.
I was curious if you possibly think about making the Sneak Attack, but I think against Grixis Delver, or Delver of any flavor, game one, you just make the Emrakul, right? Yeah, it's Patriot Delver. Get it right. It probably is Patriot Delver.
Could be. There's a Flooded Strand. Okay. So that looks like game.
Well, Patriot Delver is just Bug. Bug Delver.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not called Patriot Delver because of the colors. Our America colors.
Okay.
It's called Patriot Delver because a bunch of American players played it at something, and all the other players just said Patriot Delver, I think is the story, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a Bug Delver list. But I don't know. I don't get them all. I can't get them all straight with their real names. I always just call them Bug or Rug or Grixis or... That's Team America. Okay, I was wrong.
Huh.
Oh, so Patriot Delver is blue, white, red. See, this is why Legacy decks should just have normal names. I'm sorry.
Calm down, man.
It frustrates me.
I agree.
And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it gives flavor to the format to have fun names. No. Just call it blue, white, red Delver or Jeskai Delver. I know what that is. You got Patriot Delver and America Delver and
Legacy Pale Ale.
yeah, Pale Ale, Ted Guy Ale. Why don't we just call it blue, black, hate or white, black hate bears? God.
Because it is. I fought this good fight. I've argued with people, but it's just the way it is. That's what I've come to terms with.
Normal names are for scrub formats. I guess I'm gonna call me a scrub.
Okay. Scrub.
Yeah, I'm a scrub. I like normal names. I like being able to look at a name and know exactly what it is instead of having to memorize all the convoluted, weird names
Right.
that we've come up with.
And
for
what
Legacy.
happens is someone can't remember the name, so they
See?
start calling it something
Honda
else.
Civic now. It's like, have you seen that joke on the internet with that Tommy Lauren? Do you know who Tommy Lauren is?
No.
She's one of the the CNN chicks.
Okay.
But the
We're not
kind
getting
of,
political here,
no,
right?
no politics.
Okay.
But kind of the running joke online is that no one can pronounce her name right, and it's Tommy Lauren, but it's spelled like TOMILAHREN, so it's kind of like weird spelling. So everyone just calls her like weird stuff, like Toyota Bahama. And, so that's kind of just what this reminded me of, like, huh? Like no one knows what the names are. You should look into Tommy Lauren names sometimes.
I will.
They're pretty funny.
When I'm on the hunt for new memes.
This is America.
I haven't been on Reddit in like a week. I've been stressing so much about my job.
A whole week.
I haven't watched any Legacy this week.
Wow.
I know, my life. My life.
Get your crap together, man.
This counts though.
Nope.
Oh.
You need to do your homework beforehand.
Show prep.
Yeah, this is an entertainment for us.
I thought about Legacy. Is that?
All right. Reddit is a cesspool. It is true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I frequent the some of the Magic Reddit forums. You just gotta know like which ones you go to. Some of them are bad.
Very bad. And sometimes they leak
some
into
of
other
the-
Reddits.
Yeah, some of the more close-knit Reddit communities are really good.
That's the. Whenever someone says like Facebook is the worst, like it's all just XYZ, I'm like, you realize you curate your own wall, and you don't have to listen to any of that. You're putting that on there. Reddit's the same way. If you just put positivity on there, it's just positivity. So, does he have 2 land and a Lotus Petal?
Yeah, he has 2 lands, a Lotus Petal, a Show and Tell, 2 mismatched Force of Wills, and a Brainstorm.
Think he gets there? It seems...
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta find one piece of the puzzle with your Brainstorm at this point. You've got Force of Will to back it up. You've got fast mana, so...
Well, he doesn't have a Fatty or a Show and Tell, right?
Hockey streams.
I use it just for Popper.
I use it for competitive EDH.
That's... Yeah.
That's literally the only reason I would use it.
That and when something huge hits...
Unfollow is definitely your friend on Facebook.
Yeah. You can stay friends with somebody, but you don't have to listen to them.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of friend.
So...
That's like everybody in chat is my friend. I don't actually have to listen to you. I just turn away. I'm kidding.
We don't ignore your comments.
So there is a Blood Moon.
Yeah, competitive EDH. The best EDH.
Alright. Let's see if this Delver player can get something together before an Emrakul.
That's what I was just thinking. It is kind of an oxymoron.
That's, yeah, I agree. I'm trying to build a better EDH deck.
Let's not talk about EDH here.
I'm trying to talk about myself. We all know that we've discussed.
We all know that chat really cares about us.
Yeah,
in our personal lives.
The whole stream is just to boost my ego. We've already discussed this. So, Young Pyromancer is a fast enough clock that he could race Seth's ability to assemble combo.
Master of Gore, I'm not allowed to comment on that. Sean's banned me from my opinions on mismatched cards. But
I just don't think it's productive to berate players
Hello.
on their choice in cards.
I'm not berating the player, I'm berating the choice of cards. I'm sure the player is a perfectly good person.
That reminds me of when I was in elementary school and I said Star Wars is dumb just to make this other kid mad. And he's like, when you're insulting Star Wars, you're just insulting me. People express themselves through their deck, and if you make fun of the deck, you make fun of the person. This deck, if it's Grixis, is base red and doesn't care about Moon.
I don't think that's true.
A lot of time Grixis decks don't run that many basics, so if you can cut them off of two colors...
I'm going to guess he has 0 basics, and even though, yeah, he's probably got a lot of red cards,
yeah,
he's still going to care quite a lot about Blood Moon.
Yeah, Brainstorm is a card.
Yeah, I mean, he's got one in his hand.
David L. Byer.
I mean...
Thank you for following.
Oh. Maybe that was sarcasm.
It comes through really well in text.
Yeah, we don't... We have to just take everything you guys say as serious.
At face value.
Like when you try to tell us that Kodama's Reach is playable, I just have to believe that you believe that. And
that happened last week. Someone talking about Kodama's Reach and Popeye Stompy.
Dazes for Dazes.
That's a good Daze.
Daze don't care about Blood Moon, though.
That's a good Daze. Right?
Yeah, make a 1/1. Even if he finds a way to sneak the Blood Moon through, you've still managed to put additional pressure onto the board.
And he gets landfall next turn.
Look at that little Charmander.
I'm sorry. Those are awesome tokens.
I agree with the Jorgensen on this one.
So he's going to Force of Will this through. If you're going to make bad decisions like disliking Star Wars or mismatching cards, you should be prepared to take some crap for it.
Take some stuff for it. We're not going to acknowledge.
I just said I didn't like Star Wars to make him angry, because I knew it would.
So, still kind of a...
Popeye Stompy was the most fun I ever had. I hope the collectors bought all the
I think
pirates.
that there are a few speculators that did get stuck with a few when they bought out the Rashadan cut purse or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't being sarcastic. See, I just can never know.
So this Blood Moon has resolved, correct?
Yeah. And even Blue-Red Delver, I think... No, Blue-Red Delver doesn't care about Blood Moon. They would play a Blood Moon.
Grixis.
But if you're more than 3 colors of Delver, even if you are base red, I think you definitely care about a Blood Moon.
Yeah,
I mean,
he has an Angler in hand that's now just stuck there until the end of the game.
The Brigand is the one that got hit out the hardest, huh? I mean, it is nice, though, that he did manage to create such a good clock, though, with Young Pyromancer.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to be able to add to it and put pressure, and it's going to give Seth a little bit more time.
Right.
So even though this Blood Moon not ending the game for
you just
for
need
Seth,
turns.
it's still giving him some turns to try to to try to get to what he needs. But
he has a show and tell. He just needs. Does he have something to put in off of it?
No, it looks like I see an Emrakul. So he has found an Emrakul.
So he's just fearing the Force.
Well, he's got a Spell Pierce to back it up, but
yeah,
Steven's got 2 untapped manas.
Yeah, I think it's kind of now or never.
Yeah,
I'm curious what his thinking would be if he decided not to.
Paying 4 for the show and tell.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh, duck! Blood Moon.
Oh, okay, that's a mountain.
We're so dumb.
That is a mountain. That is very much a mountain.
Yeah, so it looks like Steven just didn't have any interaction for that. And at this point, I don't know if there's anything that can be done about the Emrakul at all.
I lied. I said that Angler was going to sit in his hand until the end of the game. It's clearly on the table now.
Yeah.
Blood Moon is useless.
You should have had the foresight to know that he would put it into play off a show and tell eventually.
It's true, but is the game really still going at this point?
I don't think so. I think that Seth has pretty much got this one in the bag.
How many?
He will sacrifice all of his permanents
1,
to the
2,
Annihilator
3, 4,
trigger.
5, 6.
All 6 of them.
Oh, Gataxian Probe.
Nope.
Wrong. He gets to keep the Angler.
Yeah. And he's taking 2 hits from the Emrakul. No. All right. Yeah, there's just no hope. All hope is lost. So, Blood Moon and Emrakul making quick work of that game.
Yeah, he takes it down 2-0. Show and Tell shows up, probably for the first time.
In a long time.
In a while, and
we
it
haven't
just
seen Show and Tell much at all.
cleans up.
So it looks like
Lands is sideboarding against what looks like
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Burn. Lands and burn.
Yep. There's like Smash to Smithereens, whatever the split second one is.
Sudden shock.
Sudden Shock.
I like me a sudden shock.
Why do you like Sudden Shock?
Split second is good.
That's fair. Just put uncounterable on something and
Well, not even uncounterable.
that's better.
Your Deathrite Shamans can't respond to it.
Yeah.
I mean, they could make a mana, but we do Legacy every Friday and every Tuesday.
Yep. Every week.
Every week.
I don't
So-
remember the last time we didn't do it Tuesday and Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want to tune in. There's also a backlog of so much Legacy.
In the Twitch.
There's YouTube, there's Twitch. Plenty of ways to watch us. Not us.
But
The players.
the players, the Legacy. It's a different set of casters on Tuesday, so you don't have to deal with us all the time. You're going to get some new faces.
I've heard that they're trying to set up streams. And I would imagine they're going to be streaming a lot of Legacy because the people setting up the stream just love Legacy as much as we do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Brian and Kyer, I believe, are the ones leading the charge on getting the stream set up.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried that it's going to...
Oh, is Deathrite Shaman's Exile not a mana ability?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah. Is not a mana, but yeah, can't respond to Sudden Shock. We can respond with mana abilities to
Yeah.
split
'Cause-
second?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I've been playing Magic for how long now, and I still just learn things every week. Like, it was like a month ago that I found out that you can both sack a Chromatic Star to Thoughtcast and still have it pay for the affinity. Like, oh, I need blue, but I have to sack this Chromatic Star to get there. Oh, I can still cast it. Like, I learned that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you did that to me.
Yeah, it's the same reason apparently you can convoke an Eldrazi spawn and sack it, so it pays for 2.
Oh,
Neat.
interesting.
Awesome, David. Awesome.
On this side of the table, though, we've got another champion. Our last champion didn't do so well.
They're both champions.
No, his is just a state championships playmat,
Oh.
not a you're the champion playmat. But I think you just have to show up to that tournament to get it.
I thought you had to, like, top 8.
No. Maybe. I don't know. We're not
No.
giving Ray any credit. No credit for Ray.
That's fair.
Let's put the names up, though. We got
Oh, okay.
Ray on lands and Tony on burn. Should I go find out what Tony's real name is?
Yes.
No.
I don't want a player
All right.
watching the video and just be like, I'm not Tony! We love our players. Okay, so Mox Diamond sacrificing, or discarding Glacial.
Well, you know, his real name was Ryan. Tony, close enough.
You're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
Actually, you're not. I'm just trying to be agreeable.
Oh, well, thank you.
So,
Ryan-
Mana Bond.
Oh, joy.
This is about to be a fair game of Magic.
You know, I don't think I've seen a Painter's deck in at least a fortnight.
I heard someone smarter than me say that the only people that play Painter's decks have always played Painter's decks. Because just, it's not great right now, but if you've owned the deck forever, you still just jam it. Glacial Chasm is pretty decent this matchup.
So, gonna crop rotation something away.
Yeah, Glacial
Yeah,
Chasm
the
actually...
top ban was really hard on Painter's Servant. But
it still has enough cards that it could get a revival.
Yeah, it just lost some consistency. Kind of the same with like 12 post, those kind of decks. Like the top didn't kill the deck; it was just a hit, a pretty hard hit.
A lot of the decks that lost top are just like, oh, I can play Chalice of the Void now. Just like, I'll be a Chalice of the Void deck.
Okay. I don't think that works in Painter's Servant, though.
No.
They kind of use their 1-drops a lot.
They do.
Like
that's why I think that's part of the reason Painter doesn't see much play anymore, but I think a couple did that.
Yeah.
One guy played Painter for a month and stopped.
It's kind of funny to me that, like, the top got banned, and, like, all those other top decks that weren't a concern with top have, like, kind of fallen off the radar almost completely.
Top decks.
Because of the ban. But then the deck that was, like, the problem with top just found another way to play without top.
Right.
And people are still playing Miracles, and it seems fine.
Yeah.
You know? It's just, that's kind of ironic to me.
I think that just shows that the deck was too powerful.
Yeah.
That it can survive losing one of its best cards permanently.
Turns out it really just needs to get Terminus. Just without the top, gets the Terminus far less consistently, but...
So there's Eidolon. Hopefully gonna put the pressure. Okay. So it looks like just draw go for Ray.
Well, Ray can make a 20/20 at any time, right?
No. Yes.
So, and he's just gonna do that and block.
Block your guy. Now what? Oh.
Oh, explaining the interaction to Ryan.
This can't be a great feeling.
Yeah, and I think Ryan probably pretty new to Legacy. I actually don't think I've ever seen him before either here, so...
Legacy, or Burn is a very good way to get into Legacy, I feel like. It's cheap, you get to know the format, and it's decently powerful enough. Unfortunately, lands is lands.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a dream crusher of a deck.
Yeah.
So
I guess he's just gonna do what you can do.
Yeah, go down with honor. He did have Skullcrack in his hand, which is one of the good tools for Glacial Chasm. So Glacial Chasm isn't just combat damage, so it prevents your burn. But Skullcrack preventing. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That was a good hand from Burn, though. Like, two lands and a whole bunch of spells.
And an Eidolon. Like,
yeah.
Solid hand. It just sometimes lands make some mana bond.
Yeah, the mana bond. That's the card that I look at and I'm like, how is this a card? Right? How does mana bond exist?
You know, they thought... Oh, I mean, it was printed at a time where, like...
The lands weren't so broken.
Well, the lands were broken, but people didn't realize it. Like...
So I'm going to check back in here. So now it looks like we're seeing elves against...
Elves against Delver of some kind. This looks like some players just playing for funsies.
It looks like the same Delver player, but...
We've got Tony playing the elves.
That's right. I think it's still Seth, but his name is Tony now.
No, that's not Seth.
Oh.
Seth wasn't wearing a cowboy John Deere hat or whatever hat this kid's wearing.
Check in here. So putting his cards upside down, his Wirewood, those are Wirewood symbiotes, correct?
Right, and he's just indicating that they've used their ability this turn.
Yeah.
So gonna return the Curian Ranger to his hand, and I think he's got 4 mana floating, is what that 4 is.
Yeah.
Because I assume he's not counting his Storm.
Although...
So he's just gonna cast Natural Order.
sacrificing that other Kyrian Ranger.
I'm gonna concede.
Yeah. Either goes and gets Crater Hoof
yeah, I'll
or
just get Crater Hoof.
in some cases I've seen not Relic, just Progenitus, not his Relic.
Yeah, sometimes people bring in Progenitus.
For some of those stickier games where it's just
Yeah,
like you gotta.
that's often more like game 2. You'll see Progenitus, but
I'm gonna go check on time and take a quick break.
okay.
Oh, I'm just gonna get behind you. Oh. Take down all the foam on the walls. Good luck.
Good luck. Okay.
I'll be quick.
All right. If I knew how technology worked, I'd know what screen you guys are looking at. What are you guys seeing? Are you seeing the matches? The match? Tony and Steven? Oof. Now you definitely are seeing one of them, but Price of Progress is amazing versus the top decks. What do you mean by the top decks? Are you saying it was a good meta call when top was still in the format? I can see it being a good meta call now still, though, with how few basic lands are actually around. What do you want?
Nothing.
Oh.
I hope Brian didn't think I wanted him to come over. I just gave him the head nod, like, sup. Sometimes people think that means, get over here.
I hope Brian doesn't come over here.
Yeah, I'm scared of Brian. I'm kidding. But he could fire us at any point.
What does this mean? Price of Progress is amazing versus the top decks. Burn is actually a really good meta call. Price of Progress is amazing versus
I was just talking about how I liked Burn as an intro deck into Legacy. And I think they're just talking about that. Are they?
I
don't know about the top decks.
Yeah. But I feel like Burn is a good meta call right now.
Oh, there was a Scavenging Ooze in that elf deck.
Yeah, they play him like a one-of Scavenging Ooze.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They have plenty of green.
I just call everybody kid. Unless you're older than me. But if you're like the same age as me or younger, I call you kid. I don't think it has anything to do with me being a Legacy player.
Yeah, I've heard of... yeah, there's parts of America where everyone is just called kid.
Yeah. I don't know. Unless you're older than me, then I don't refer to you as kid. But I don't know why, I just do. So these are obviously not part of the event. These are just for fun matches that these players are playing, which is why there are a couple proxies that we don't know what they are.
The backwards cards, yeah.
Yeah, the backwards cards, so.
I do like watching elves, though. I think I played against this elves deck just for fun in between rounds.
Mm-hmm.
On stream, actually. Like, didn't I? I don't know if it was this elf player, but it was a elf player.
I wonder if they're like Gaia's Cradles or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to guess what like the most obvious card to proxy would be if you're trying to get the deck together.
Cavern of Souls, maybe?
Caverns.
Did he just go get a Death Rat Shaman?
I think he just can't. Yeah, he did just go get a Death Rat Shaman.
Ban
Excuse
it.
me. I'm
Ban
tired.
it. Elves too good. I wish we saw elves here more. My view of Legacy is very much tinted by what I see in the store. And that's why I'm trying to watch...
My parents never gave me any of those things. I used to have to do chores to get packs of Pokemon cards when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, worth it.
I could get 1 pack a week. I would get a Pokebuck for
Yeah.
every chore I did. and chores had different values. Like if I washed my dad's car, it was 3 Pokebucks. And if I did the dishes, it was 2. And if I took out the trash, like a certain amount of times, it was worth 1, because that's an easy task.
Yeah.
And I had to get 10 Pokebucks to get a pack of Pokemon cards.
Right. I would do stuff like that. Clean a bathroom. One time for 10 cents, I stood out on the lawn with a hose and watered all of the yellow spots. And I was like, I don't actually need you to do this, but if you're willing to work.
I was getting way ripped off. Washing my dad's car? That was worth way more than 3 Pokebucks. I should have gotten like 3 Poke Packs.
Well, he had the authority to just demand that you did it.
Well, and also when you're like 7 years old, monetary value doesn't really mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Because a pack of Pokemon cards was worth a lot to me.
Right.
And so I just did it.
There was no other way to get that money.
I weeded my mom's garden in the rain for like 3 hours one day so that she would buy me one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter decks.
Okay.
And I had to split it with my brother. A 40-card starter deck. I had to split it with my brother, and we fought for who got the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Oh. Oh, look at that.
There's a natural order. Force of will. Says no, sir. So I'm going to assume those aren't Gaia's Cradles because there's 2 of them. Or maybe one's a Gaia's Cradle and one's a Cavern of Souls.
That's kind of what I'd put it on.
Yeah. Or a Bayou. One could be a Bayou, perhaps.
I don't think one's a Dryad Arbor. When I was a kid, I should have been smarter and asked for Magic cards instead of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I didn't know what Magic was.
Right.
I didn't learn about Magic until my junior year in high school. And then even then, I didn't really play. I
found a card in a gutter, and I started asking what it was because it looked cool. It was a Venomous Dragonfly.
I know that card.
It's a 4-mana 1/1 with pseudo Death Touch.
Yes.
And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I learned about Magic. I bought a 7th edition starter deck. My buddy was trying to show me how to play, and he's like, I really like black decks, but I don't have any black cards. I'm like, are they hard to find? He's like, no.
Yeah.
But
see, I don't know, maybe what I got was allowance. Can we consider Pokebucks in exchange for chores allowance for Pokemon cards? That's what I got. That's the closest thing to allowance that I got. I got a job as soon as I was 15. Yeah. And I had to pay for my own cell phone, my own gas, everything. I got just stuff for doing chores, but then we were like raised pigs and turkeys, so I had income off of that. Ruckus MH, we don't know. That's something we were trying to discern. I'm assuming that they're Cavern of Souls and Gaia's Cradle, just because he had 2 of them in play at once. Potentially Bayou.
Oh, Bayou.
I'm assuming just the expensive lands.
One was a Bayou
proxying.
For sure. I saw
did you make a fetch for one?
I saw the text on it, and I was like, "B something."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I always just forget that they
play Bayou.
Right.
Yeah. So assuming the expensive lands, but we're really not sure. The players are just kind of playing for fun. Honestly, that's not even his name. Tony's not his name. We don't know his name. We just call.
That's our stand-in name.
Yeah. Tony is the John Doe equivalent here at Paragon.
Yeah.
And me and Sean are the only ones who use that.
Yep.
And I think we can thank Jorgensen for it.
That's fine. I'm afraid they're going to stop playing Magic.
Maybe it was B for Bavern of Souls, you idiot.
Okay.
Man, I'm really tired tonight.
Yes, more Magic. If they stopped playing, I was going to run out there and just challenge someone.
No, don't leave me in here.
Yeah, I don't want to just sit here and watch an empty thing again.
Didn't see a cavern. Yeah, I also didn't see a cavern or a cradle or a bayou, so I'm assuming it could be any number of those cards, maybe just all of them. But
it was Bavern.
Oh, Bavern of Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has Jorgensen ever been wrong?
Nope.
I rest my case.
So he's got a couple of Bavern of Souls in his hand.
He's on 6, and he's gonna put what is it?
What about
Commune
Kid?
with? It's not commune with nature.
I guess we could start calling unknown names Kid.
I think people would understand more that it's a stand-in, but then some people would find it demeaning that they're being called Kid.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruckus, we're not actually in a round right now. The round ended, well, the round didn't end, but our players ended probably 10, 15 minutes ago, and thankfully these two people have just decided, we're not even sure if this is still Steven. We think it is.
It is.
Oh, it is?
They played the same proxies.
What?
They put not proxies. Tokens.
Oh, okay, sure. We recognize people off their tokens.
I'm gonna have to start quoting all the times I am wrong so I can refer back to them.
You're right more than we are, at least.
Well,
or at least you're not on camera talking about all the things, and so when you are wrong, we just don't know.
I feel like he only pipes up when
he's right.
He's right, and he
we're
knows
wrong. Yeah, you sneaky Jorgensen. Back there hiding behind your behind your little screen.
So he kind of turned that forest like 25% of a tap. So I'm not sure how much he's
only drawing like a quarter of the mana.
Yeah, so he's looking for a quarter mana card off of his.
Nope, just a forest.
Well, he's got to fetch
first. What kind of
first.
forests are these?
Shiny, cool-looking ones.
Yeah, I don't know what set that is, but they're kind of pretty. Birchflower Rangers.
So this is like the essential combo where you can play any amount of 1-drops with just these cards.
And he's got a green, and I think he has a glimpse of nature in his hand, so he might just be looking to kind of have a mini glimpse turn. And sometimes these little value glimpse turns can just turn into something crazy.
He's gonna need a little bit more to get glimpse going along with all this stuff, but since Steven's just tapping out to play this young Pyromancer.
I think he had to tap out. Oh, I'm an idiot. He had to tap both of his lands to make the Green Suns for one.
Yeah, but he untapped with both
it was
of
just
his
that
elves.
it was just that he tapped the one and then put the other into play untapped, and it kind of got me bubbled.
That's a Bayou.
Yeah. So this glimpse, he's got one creature. Oh, that's a good creature to have off of your glimpse. Off your one creature. That's a pretty good one. And I think he drew another one. And another one. Oh, a Nettle Sentinel, too.
At some
point...
No,
a Deathrite Shaman is the other card, I think.
Oh, a Nettle Sentinel means he nets mana off of all of the 1-drops.
What is that other card in his hand?
The one on the table?
Is it a Deathrite? Oh, it's a Green Sun. No, it is a Deathrite. I was right. So it's a Deathrite and a Green Sun, and he drew another Deathrite. And he untaps his Nettle Sentinels. And now he can... Green Suns for a Heritage Druid? Or not a Heritage...
Symbiote?
Yeah, a Heritage Druid. He can Green Sun... Or he just draw a Heritage Druid. That works too.
Wow.
So sometimes these mini glimpse turns just turn into I win turns. So he can Green Sun for one here to get probably another Nettle Sentinel so that he can just keep going off with Birchflower Ranger. Oh no, he's done because he's not drawing any more cards. Yeah.
Because it's when isn't it when you cast a creature?
Yeah, it's when you cast it. No, it's when you cast a green spell. You get to untap your Nettle Sentinels.
No, I'm talking about the glimpse.
Oh yeah, the glimpse is only when you cast a creature. So he's done as far as drawing cards go, unless he decides to.
Wirewood Symbiote.
Oh, Wirewood Symbiote, yeah, or Curian Ranger. No, it has to be Wirewood Symbiote to bounce the creature to your hand. Yeah. Or he could just Green Suns for 2 and try to find a Visionary and draw a card off the Visionary, but...
Draw 2, yeah.
We'll just draw 1, because you're not actually casting.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, he's just going to go for Shaman of the Pack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ooh, that's good. I remember when that card was printed, everyone was like, is it going to see play? And it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you this ability to just make a wide board like we're doing, and then now Steven's just looking at lethal to a bunch of little elves.
Yeah.
And he still has a natural order in his hand to back things up, so...
Wirewood, okay.
He has
more mana?
Oh yeah, mana's... He's just gonna cast natural order. Probably get another Shaman of the Pack if he has it. And that's just game.
Does Symbiote bounce your Shaman do it? Or does he have another one? Oh, we're not going to see what he's going to
I don't think he has the mana to bounce the Shaman because it's got black in its casting cost. And he didn't have any black mana. He only had green mana. So he couldn't have gotten another... He couldn't have bounced his Shaman and recast it.
Yeah.
Because all those Deathrite Shamans had Summoning Sickness.
Doesn't Birch Lore produce any color?
No, just green. Unless I'm just way off base.
I think Birch Lore is any color mana.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good Magic card. I thought it was just green.
Firefox has been so slow tonight for some reason. That's why I haven't been doing cards. It's just like untap.
Well, yeah, 1 mana of any color.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so he could have done that, which is maybe what he was gonna do. So Steven just conceded.
Yeah, that's cool.
Boom.
Oh, don't stop playing Magic.
I'm gonna see if they're almost ready for the next round.
Check in on the other table, which is nothing. Oh, look at that box. Ooh, foam cutouts for all of your stuff. That's pretty cool. I think that's super cool. I can hear the click of the case from here. You could also like lock it in case you wanted to keep your legacy deck safe. Craterhoof was also super lethal there. I think he couldn't have enough creatures untapped, and Hoof doesn't untap them, so I think that would be tough. They would be like 8/8s or 9/9s, all of his creatures, but with just a couple Pyromancer tokens. I don't know. You'd be attacking with the Nettle Sentinels, Hoof, I think one other creature or something? Maybe? I thought it was just 3 though. Because I was thinking about Hoof, because that's like the go-to. Reset this so it doesn't say Tony anymore. And there is one more round of Legacy, and that's just what we're waiting on. Probably see lands for the 50th time. I'm hoping to watch the other match. Just 3 was plenty by the end, I believe. Are they? Let me see something.
So, Kyer has told me that we should look up the card Search for Azcanta.
I just wanted to make sure that, yeah, just someone saying that Hoof was super lethal there, and I think there was only 3 creatures, and it doesn't give... Oh, they do great gain trample.
Yeah, but it doesn't give them haste, and I don't know that... Oh, well, the Craterhoof has haste.
Yeah.
Oh, the Craterhoof itself was just super lethal, yeah.
And the Nettle Sentinels.
Just on its own. Were both the Nettle...
Oh,
I think one of the Nettle Sentinels didn't have Summoning Sickness.
Yeah.
I think the other one
So
did.
what are we looking up?
Search for Azcanta.
Search for Azcanta. 1 and a blue for a legendary enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it in your graveyard. Then if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you may...
Transform it. Great, so now we gotta see what the backside is. Nope, I don't usually watch the Tuesday stream. I wake up hella early for work in the morning, so I sometimes tune in for a bit of it, like during the early round of the tournament before I go to sleep, but I am usually asleep by like 8:30.
I've watched the VODs more than anything, and I'm weeks behind.
Yeah, me too.
I did watch
But,
like the week before last's.
So I guess Search for Azcanta is being played in a Miracles deck.
It transforms
Someone's
into
Miracles deck
Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin, which is, it can tap for a blue or 2 colorless and a blue, tap it. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature or non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. The rest go on the bottom in any order.
That's interesting.
Huh.
Huh, wow.
Cool. I don't know if I'm on board, to be honest.
I think it seems pretty good, and the front side's really good too. The front side forms like a pseudo top effect where you're able to control the top of your library.
That's a stretch. It's just
Is
one
it?
card.
I didn't say a top effect.
I know.
It's still controlling the top of your library, right? No, it is. It literally is controlling the top of your library. Not on the power level of a Sensei's top, but
yeah,
like,
and you're paying 2 mana to do it.
is it better than Soothsaying? Like,
I want to say no.
I don't know. I think it seems fine.
Did you check the time?
Yeah, there's like 3 minutes left.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I said hella. Because I'm hip like that.
You did a swear too. Okay, ban everyone. Someone just had a good finish in the challenge last week. In Moto with the Miracles.
I think it looks fine. And when it flips, it gives you something good to do with your excess mana.
It does.
I think it seems pretty good.
It's not undoable. And maybe it is better than Soothsaying. I was never on board with Soothsaying to begin with, so...
Yeah, I don't think Soothsaying is very good, but...
He's like 17. It's good.
I haven't been 17 for a hella fortnight.
So the front is scry at the beginning of your upkeep, except you can put it in your graveyard.
Also, like, that provides, like, Snapcaster synergies.
That does.
I don't know, I think it seems fine. But...
Huh. Yeah, the deck is really good from playing from behind, and...
once it flips, like, you're just...
Yeah, you're golden once it flips, as long as you don't really have much else to do with your mana, which a lot of the time you don't. Your sweeper's 1 mana.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know, I like it. I think I like it more than I like Soothsaying.
It does dodge a lot of the removal in this format, since we don't see as much Abrupt Decay anymore. Since,
yeah.
What's it called? Fatal Push.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can have one flipped and one unflipped, right?
That's... yeah, and you can choose to flip it or not.
I think if it was blue instead of one blue, then it would be, like, really good, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great with Snapcaster.
Yeah, Jace. Jace Friend's protege.
Well, yeah, they're not running JVP. I was actually thinking when I saw this card and you know, was thinking about it, I was actually comparing it to Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, and I'm
well,
like,
you use it in tandem with Jace Vryn's Prodigy to get value out of Jace. Because once Jace flips,
we're talking about Miracles with Jace Vryn's Prodigy and this now.
No, we're talking about Vintage with Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Oh.
You're not gonna. I don't think you play Jace in Miracles, like even without this.
I thought they were saying that they saw it here in Miracles.
No, the
Azteca.
Azcanta. Yeah, the Azcanta is in Miracles, but they're talking about Azcanta with Jace in Vintage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think even without Azcanta you ever want to play Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, and Miracles.
Yeah.
But
It always comes back to Vintage.
Master of Gore, if I promise to never say that word again, will you follow us back? We need you in our lives.
The thing about Vintage is I feel like it becomes so much about the mocks. Like, it's like to a point where you can play decks that just specifically hate out the mocks, or like all of the cards are restricted and they're still so good that they're at levels that would be banned in other formats, but it's just the format you get to play banned cards in. And so it just feels...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It violates so many of my rules.
I don't know enough about Vintage to make educated comments, but I did hear someone joke about after Monastery Mentor got banned, they were saying like, well, I could play this other win condition, or I could just play one Monastery Mentor. I'm just gonna play one Monastery Mentor.
Yeah.
And more cards to enable it.
Yeah, just like Monastery Mentor and a whole bunch of like counter spells. Draw.
Gushes, Moxen. Yeah.
Is Gush restricted or
It is restricted now. It wasn't, and it is now.
Yeah, that card is the truth.
Yeah.
Guess
Guess the Gush book isn't quite at a premium anymore.
you still got to know how to play it.
No. No, don't leave me. That makes me hella sad.
That's good. The round time should be called.
I know.
Any second now. I'm just waiting for it.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I'm really tired tonight, and I am really, really struggling to keep talking. Like, I really wouldn't mind if I just sat here quiet for the next 15 minutes until the round started.
I would mind. So I heard rumor that they're gonna put air in this room so we can breathe. Right now,
Jorgensen thinks that Gush shouldn't be restricted. And like I said, I don't know enough about Vintage to say that I can agree or disagree. But as someone who loves playing the card Gush, I'm for it.
Yeah, as someone who likes playing Chalice of the Void, I'm a little bit sad that I will get into that format eventually.
Oh, I will never get into Vintage.
It might only be online.
Oh, I could do it online.
Yeah.
If they ever came out with like a Vintage Masters 2 online, or not Vintage Masters, yeah, Vintage Masters 2 online, I would buy into Vintage.
Is anyone else nervous to buy into expensive decks online since they announced a Magic Arena?
I'm not.
I kind of am.
Maybe I just have more trust in Wizards than I should, and like I feel like they wouldn't just like alienate their entire established player base by just one day saying, okay, no more Magic Online, it's all Arena.
I don't know if I've had enough assurances that I'm going to be okay. And I want to know more of the details on how it's going to happen.
Before you make any investments.
Yeah, so far all of the investments I've made into Magic Online have been like, it's not that much money and it would make a good video if I bought this, so I can justify it. But if I didn't have that, and I wanted to buy a $1,000 deck online, I would be really nervous. Is that? Do you think? Does anybody think that's justified or unjustified?
I think you're justified. I don't know. I see it both ways. But
I'm excited for Magic Arena, and I know that it's like 5 years out before they actually like get Legacy on there, at the very least, because they have to actually like launch it, which is going to take another long time. Gush really wasn't doing anything outlandish for Vintage. It was enabling Mentor to do stupid things. Guess what? Mentor does stupid things with almost anything in Vintage. So they had to restrict Mentor, and now we don't get Gush anymore because they wouldn't step up and restrict the Mentor in the first place.
What a bunch of buttheads.
Now we just don't have both.
No, they took all our toys.
All Gush does is put a whole bunch of islands in your hand. Now you just have islands in your hand.
Yeah.
Don't you want them in the field?
You just get 2 islands in your hand, and then you usually just draw 2 more islands.
I'm gonna...
That's what happens when I cast Gush. I cast Gush, and I have 4 new cards in my hand, and they're all islands.
So, is anyone familiar with Tireless Tribe and Inside Out?
I thought you were going to say Tireless Tracker.
Nope, Tireless Tribe.
Nope, not familiar with either of those cards.
So Tireless Tribe is a 1-mana 1/1 that you can discard cards to give it +4 toughness. All right, bear with me.
Get your Doran into play.
No.
No.
Inside Out.
Oh, that's the one that swaps power and toughness.
Swaps the power and toughness.
Yeah. Inside Out is that bizarre Shadowmoor card.
And
for 1, a hybrid blue-red, right?
Yep, and it draws you a card.
Wow, OP.
And it's,
oh, you were trying to fiddle with this in Pauper, weren't you?
No, this is an actual deck. This is like a pretty good deck. So it turns out Gush is great in that deck because it just puts tons of cards in your hand. I lost today to someone just going, Gush, discard 6 islands. Like they had it Inside Out, and that's like it. And I was just like, I guess I lose.
That's fun.
It's like, it just plays Delver of Secrets, Tireless Tribe, and tries to win. Sometimes it's just, I Delver of Secrets and counter you. Sometimes it's just, 25 ya.
25 ya.
And they're both 1-drops, so you play stupid things like the transmute for 1. It's like Dizzy Spell or something. It's
Dizzy
nuts.
Spell. That's fun.
It's nuts.
This does sound fun. Pairings are up.
Pairings.
Finally. Golly jeez.
I am sick of looking at me.
Can't this just be over?
The waiting?
Yeah, the waiting. Hopefully we don't have to see Ray again.
Look at this. We can always go to the other table. Look at this. Look at the difference in the tone in these playmats. I think that's all just camera tone.
Yeah, it's definitely just camera tone.
That's because one of these is the glare table. And we're trying to mitigate that by adjusting the camera settings.
Interesting. All right.
Oh! You guys want to watch somebody's legs?
Ooh. This looks like Josh Snow.
What are we supposed to be going?
Ask him if we can get names so I don't have to go out there, because laziness.
I tried.
We tried.
There we go.
Yeah, this is Josh Snow. I want to see a Baneslayer Angel on camera.
No, other table.
Nope,
No,
it's Ray.
Nope, not watching Ray again.
Don't want to watch Lands. I don't know. Unless chat wants to watch Lands, then we still probably won't watch Lands. That's a lie. Hey, oops. Just tell us the names.
That was me. I said oops.
Oh.
Or did I type all that?
I don't know. So. I'll just walk out there and find out who players are. That's definitely Josh Snow on Miracles. Find out who
Against Jacket McGee.
Jacket McGee. Tony McJacket.
Tony McJacket.
Tony McJacket.
I heard him talking out in the hall, and he was talking about some kind of Entreat the Angels. I don't think I've seen him on Entreat the Angels in a bit. It might just be sideboard. So, Tony? It's Tony?
It's Grant. But
What's
there
he
was
on? Do you know?
Nope. I didn't want to ask him that in front of his opponent.
You just pick up his deck. Say, can I look through that for a minute?
Oh, that's rude. We'll find out. I
So,
saw Brainstorm.
Okay, it's Brainstorm the deck. We've figured it out.
Yeah, I couldn't understand him when he was telling me his name, and it was loud, and I was kind of like behind Josh's shoulder, and I was like, "Your name, please?" And he was like, "Grant," and I was like, "What? Grant? Brett? Grant? Cret?" And then Josh, "Grant!" And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot." But I just couldn't understand him.
Okay, so I'll write his name. Brant?
Brant? The other one was like Krent. I was like, Krent?
So...
I see Lightning Bolts. I see Underground Sea, Force of Wills. Looks like a Gitaxian Pro by LCC.
So is this Grixis?
I'm assuming we're seeing a Delver deck here.
What?
Just write Delver.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, don't do this again. There's the Gitaxian
Yeah,
Pro.
they both rolled 5 and a 1 like 6 times.
Wow.
It was great.
That's the best.
So is this a whole bunch of land and 2 removal spells?
Yeah. And a Terminus.
Ban it!
Ye old Deathrite Shaman.
Just land go. Probably looking to exile that G-Probe. Yep, That's exactly what he does.
Yep.
Turns them both sideways.
Let's see if there's going to be a response. Josh does have a Swords to Plowshares. Nope. No response. Dazes the draw for Grant.
That'll be useful if he tries to jam a Jace on turn 4.
But
as long as no one bans Ancient Tomb, I'm fine.
yeah, I don't think Sean cares. The rest of the format can burn as long as he can still play Mud.
I don't even care. It's just Ancient Tomb. It's just that card. I would play any deck with Ancient Tomb in it. I'll adapt if I have to. Ban my whole deck. But not Ancient Tomb.
So Ponder for Josh. Sees a couple lands and I think another Ponder.
You think that's a shuffle? He can just grab one of these cards and shuffle himself, so...
Yeah.
Looks like he's just going to grab that... Predict.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
So he does know the cards on top, so he can just mill one of these at instant speed and get through those other two.
Should play lands. Wow! Gideon, ally of Zendikar in the main deck, and Flusterstorm in the main deck.
I'll never play lands.
I tried, and I played for like
That was funny.
3 minutes,
Yeah.
and I had to crop rotation, and I crop rotationed for a card that I thought was good, and the guy who owned the deck was just like behind my back, just like, that was wrong, why'd you do that? And I was like, I'm done. No more lands for me.
He went and got Tabernacle when he could have like won the game.
No, I couldn't have won the game.
All right.
I didn't have any way to win the game, but I grabbed a Tabernacle over something else.
So Flusterstorm on
I don't
Brainstorm, just cuz. Just a good opportunity to use it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just denying your opponent the ability to sort their hand.
Yeah.
Another Brainstorm.
And I don't know, Flusterstorm I think has diminishing returns against a Delver deck. Like, they're going to get to a point where they're going to be able to resolve a key spell through a Flusterstorm, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just not going to be able to get enough copies of it, but...
Do you just...
I think that was sarcasm. I think I read that one that time.
No, I'm pretty sure he's just being straight up.
Straight up with me, you think 3 minutes is enough time to put into that deck before giving it up?
That's about the time you need to realize that you don't want to play it, so...
That it's just miserable?
Some people love it just because it's so powerful, I feel like, and it does broken things.
It's definitely a deck, though, that does reward the player that puts the time into it.
Yeah, yeah.
It does broken and powerful things with the right pilot. It's not one of those decks that just, like, auto-barfs wins.
So the
Sometimes
Cabal
it does,
Therapy
though,
hit
but-
Gideon, and there were 2 Terminuses in Josh's hand.
Oof.
If you can find a creature, it means he gets 2 Terminuses. Terminuses.
Termini?
Yeah.
Terminus. I would probably just say terminus is probably the plural of terminus. I have 3 terminus. I have 1 terminus.
1 Tony. 2 Tony.
No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
But it's like moose. You don't say mooses or meese. It's just
Moosey.
there are 3 moose.
Moosei.
No, we're done. But Josh does now have enough lands to hardcast terminus.
Yeah, that's scary. Can't do it at instant speed, though, so... Flashback Cabal Therapy is still scary. Just 0 creatures for Grant. That's...
Yeah, he's just not finding action.
He's just got to stick in there.
I like Meese. The man with a plan.
According to the Oxford English Dictionary, terminus can be pluralized as either termini or terminuses. So you're just wrong.
I don't think I believe any of that. I could just be
He
being...
said Oxford English Dictionary, and so it has to be in there.
Nope. I refuse to believe it. It's probably true, though. I don't want it to be true.
Another-
Gideon.
Is this another Gideon?
Yeah, second Gideon, ally of Zendikar.
In the main deck, too.
Yeah, and I like forcing that.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, I would force that.
Yeah.
I also kind of really like Terminets. I also really like Josh's meta calls for this. You know, playing multiple Gideons.
Yeah.
I think that's really good here.
So,
in our specific meta, he sees 2 counterspells and an island, or just 1 counterspell island?
I thought it was 1 counterspell and a couple lands.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to draw that counterspell pretty soon. There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever Grant makes, he's going to have enough Force of Wills to back it up. Oh, was that just... Was that already in his hand?
Oh.
No, that was one of the cards. So he drew the predict for turn, and then
milled away the island and drew the counterspell.
That was perfect.
I like it. I like it a lot.
But Grant is definitely going to be able to protect any creature.
So
He
far-
found a Delver.
There we go. There's something.
He's 1 land shy on being able to hardcast a Force of Will, though, which makes me a little sad.
No, this is the first spell they've cast besides counter magic, cantrips, and the 1 Deathrite Shaman. But I think Josh has just got a handful of counter magic, removal, and Termini.
So
Terminize?
I accept that.
Can I play Terminize? Can I pluralize the pluralized form of Terminus?
No.
It's Termini, but can I call it Terminize?
Stop.
I'm going to look in the Oxford Dictionary when I get home and find out.
Come back next week with a Righteous Fury. Yeah, if Josh loses this, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, especially when Grant not getting lucky with his Delver flip either.
Are you guys a little bit surprised that he didn't just
Terminus is
that he didn't just Cabal Therapy? Just
Terminize.
as soon as he hit a creature, just say Cabal Therapy is my plan now. I guess
Maybe?
he does need to beat down the deck.
Ooh, Force of Will.
With 5 mana up, he exiles a blue card to Force of Will.
It leaves him the ability to hardcast the 3rd Force of Will.
Okay.
So, deciding though that he's not wanting to and just letting the Delver go away.
He does have a True Name Nemesis that I think he wants to protect.
But no other blue card.
Yeah, I think he's just like, I'll draw it. That's his plan.
I feel like you should have just hardcast there, but and
The Force?
Hardcast the Force and kept Force for the other Force.
If you're not planning on playing the other one. I kind of like that, but we'll see if he has a plan.
Just maybe he doesn't realize that Force of Will has a secret casting cost of 3 blue.
I have overlooked it before.
Yeah. Force of Will. What did you exile? No, I just tapped 5 lands. What?
That's the flip card!
There it is!
All right.
There it is! Retreat to Azcanta. Is that what was it called? Retreat to Azcanta?
Sure. I don't know.
It was Azcanta. I know that.
It's like 50 years up in the chat. I can start crawling.
Holy moly.
Search for Azcanta.
Search for Azcanta. Oh, and it got flipped. Oh, it just flipped. All right. I was like, where'd it go? It flipped.
Okay.
Boom.
So it turns out it's pretty good when you're obscenely ahead with miracles.
That sounds like the plan, the man. The man with the plan had the plan. He cast 3 Force Wills tonight. I always love doing stuff like that to Death and Taxes.
So he now has an extra
Counter-
blue card, I believe.
Did he? I guess he has.
It was the G probe, and he's just going to cast that for a blue.
And see, Counterspell, Force of Will, Jace, Brainstorm, Counterspell.
That's... He could have cast that Jace, and he's just electing...
Well, I'm thinking that he wants to save the Jace as his blue card to pitch to Force of Will.
Okay.
And use the Brainstorm. And then also just have Counterspell back up. Or potentially just... I don't know.
Search for Azcanta is going to be a beating. There's another
Another
Jace.
Wow.
Probably going to be serving the same function of a blue card. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's our Owen Wilson impression. There's,
Jace the Mind Sculptor. Wow.
he's tapping that Caracas for the Jace.
I don't think there's anything to be afraid of out of Grixis Delver. Well, no, he does have green there, so you could fear Leovold, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not worth fearing.
Ooh, double bolt on the Jace, though.
He just lets it happen. He's like, I
Yeah.
have another Jace.
I'll take a 2-for-1 any day of the week, says Josh.
Let's the Fate Seal trigger resolve finally. And he can cast a second Jace this turn even. And he's going to.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and there goes the true
Counterspell
name.
backing up. Wow. Oh, wow. This game feels like it is just slipping out of Grant's fingers.
Yeah, he didn't hit a creature in the first very long part of the game.
Yeah, and it's kind of a thing. If you're going to let Miracles play this long with no pressure, it's going to be really hard to bounce back.
It's not impossible.
And
I'm
now-
hoping he does.
Now Grant with no cards in hand, but
A
an
Deathrite
active
Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
And plenty of fodder in the graveyard, so...
But yeah, the Azcanta thing with Brainstorm every turn off Jace is going to be able to look through an obscene amount of cards.
Yeah. 7, actually.
What?
And, right? Because Azcanta lets you look at 4. And
Oh,
then the Jace
right.
Brainstorm lets you see 2. And what you can actually do is you just brainstorm with the Jace first, put cards you want to get rid of back on top, and then activate Azcanta to get a new card and then tuck that garbage away.
That's why I was thinking 5 total,
Yeah.
because you Jace Brainstorm and then you're like, I don't want these 2. Azcanta.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Very powerful. So, Deathrite Shaman going to exile the counterspell, and Young Pyromancer is the play. Snapcaster Mage, I think, was the draw for Josh. Unless he's just had that in his hand the whole time. I don't know. But there he is. Good old Snapcaster Mage. And it's just going to Terminus.
Oh my.
I like this.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, and bounce. Yeah, activate the Jace to bounce it to your hand before.
Wow.
Wow.
That is crazy.
And he still even has mana up to Snapcaster Brainstorm if he wants.
Or Azcanta.
Wasteland the Azcanta.
Okay,
away.
that needed to go.
Well, the Azcanta was tapped already
was
to
it?
cast,
Okay.
so it couldn't. Another Flusterstorm in the main deck for Mr. Josh.
Oh wow.
And he's just going to Fate Seal. He's going to say, you can draw that card.
I think this Jace is going to win this game for him in just a few turns. Yep, just pass. I have a huge hand.
Looks like Daze and a Land are the 2 cards in Grant's hand. No, Gurmag Angler. Interesting. So Josh okay with Grant drawing Gurmag Angler.
He can just Terminus it again with the Snapcaster Mage. What was the land he just...
It was the flip side of Search for Azcanta.
Yeah. The flip side either taps for a blue, or you can pay 2 colorless and a blue into it to look through the top 4, put 1 in your hand, put the rest on the bottom.
That's what the flip side is probably called. Azcanta the Sunken Ruin. I don't really know. This is my first time seeing the card ever, so...
I've glanced at it before. The Sunken Ruin? Okay.
So, yeah, I think... And Josh pretty much has a lock with this Snapcaster Mage, and so Grant just saying, I've had enough. Let's try again.
Do you want to see land smashing someone?
Sure.
Oh,
wow.
It's not! It's actually...
Whoa.
Players playing at blistering speed. I'll try to fix this real quick. They're playing so fast, my eyes can't follow them. So bounce that Leovold with Caracas. Oh gosh. If it keeps doing this, I'm not going to be able to watch it. Yep.
Wow.
I'll just have a headache within like a couple minutes. Yay, TV from when I was a child. Smack it. Go out there and just punch the camera.
I don't really get that reference because I'm 17.
No, you're not. Do you know what it's called when you smack something to fix it?
How I fix things?
Percussive maintenance.
Huh. Interesting. When my phone wouldn't charge the other day,
Yeah.
I just hit it against my dresser until it would charge, and it never charged. But then I just found out it was my charger that was broken, so I just bought a new charger.
Man, you dumb as something I can't say on this stream.
I don't pay for that phone. Percussive wing mare.
What's the actual thing called?
Vrin wing mare? I don't know. Vrin wing mare. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
Vrin wing mare.
All right, let's. I just want to watch a match. Don't. Okay, there's no matches. Oh, thank you, Sean, for saying what I was thinking. It's been 12 seconds, and I've completely forgotten what I've said, naturally.
I think that he's referring to you saying either percussive thing or when you said to me that I'm the thing that you can't say on the stream.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's one of those two things.
I need sleep.
You know what?
What time is it? Bedtime. Oh,
Ah.
man, I was supposed to be in bed like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Magic.
It's late.
Where's the store located? It is in Draper, Utah, which is south of Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't hear what you said. I think it was just Brandon's a dum-dum for smacking his phone on the tables to try to fix it when it's the charger.
It was in an OtterBox, so it's safe.
It's invincible.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? And if it breaks, I'll just go to the IT people at work and say, hey, I dropped my phone. And they'll just fix it, replace it for me. Easy peasy.
I work in IT. You can guess which one of those two things it was.
Okay. It was definitely the thing about percussive smacks. Actually, it could have been both, because both
Yeah.
of them are...
IT problems.
yeah, both of them are IT problems. Dumb people who just hit their stuff to make it work, and then the actual what the hitting is.
Hey, like old monitors.
What's wrong with Utah? I mean, it doesn't suck that bad.
I like Utah.
It's really not that bad
Do you know
of a
the-
place to live.
Do you honestly want to know my favorite part about Utah? I've never lived anywhere else besides Colorado and Utah, and Colorado was only for like a little bit. I like that there's no advertisements for gambling. For some reason, I've just associated that with like less good places.
Wow, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is like...
That was my bedtime when I didn't have a job, and I miss it so much.
That used to be my wake-up time to go to work.
Yeah. Everyone else,
Yeah, I think Utah is a really beautiful part of the country.
the mountains are beautiful in northern Utah, and in southern Utah, there's the Red Rock.
Yeah, the Red Rocks are beautiful.
And in the middle, there is like Mad Max Fury Road, just nothing, dead.
The dunes, the sand dunes where people go four-wheeling and ATVing. And
No,
dirt
that's
biking
in
and
southern
stuff.
Utah.
Oh,
But like it's just a wasteland of just like they store nuclear waste in the center of Utah because it's just nothing. I'm not even kidding. It's medical waste.
it probably literally is just.
I've
It's
been
like,
there.
Utah is a huge state, but like everything is just populated around the mountains, around the Rockies. So there's like, yeah, the Mormons aren't that bad.
They're not.
I find that Mormons are quite nice. They're only moderately psychotic. I'm okay to say that. 'Cause I'm a Mormon.
Yeah, no comment.
So I can say that.
I grew up Mormon.
But I didn't grow up in Utah.
Yeah.
And it is actually interesting for people who have met Mormons outside of the state of Utah. But
do you know what card game that token is from? That young pyromancer token?
Eternal.
Is it Eternal with all the anime girls?
No, Eternal is a Force of Will.
Force of Will.
Eternal is the mobile game. So I think that's Force of Will. I don't know.
Oh, Eternal is the LSV game.
Yeah.
It's Force of Will.
Would you recommend the southern route or the route through Vegas? I would recommend the southern route. Like through St. George and through
I like South.
whatever that other big city is by St. George where that college is.
Yeah.
No, that is St. George. Dixie. Dixie State is in St. George.
Snow College?
No, Snow College is up in...
Oh, you're right.
Snow College is in Idaho.
Look at all these Force of Will tokens. I hope that's what they are. There's some of those that I don't know if we're allowed to show on stream. They're not that bad. It's
You
just
can't make out what they are. From here
really...
anyway. But this start looks a lot better for Grant than the last one.
The Pyroblast helps.
Yep, Pyroblast helps. He's got some quick pressure.
That's 2 Pyroblasts.
Nice. Yeah.
So we're going to put 2 lands back. That Wasteland is just sitting there untapped.
It looks like that was a brainstorm and an attempt to find another land.
Yeah, and to fuel the Pyromancer, of course.
Yeah, but...
Search
Ooh, and
for...
Josh had the opportunity to play it back to basics this turn, but it's decided he wanted to play the Azcanta instead.
Yeah. He would only get 1 land for it. This turn, at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it also does mean that his lands are never going to get wasted, or his fetch is never going to get wastelanded, so... I like the Azcanta. Making Azcanta here. And then making back to basics, and then you just have a little bit of time to try to dig into an answer to Young Pyromancer.
I feel if it's not going to be good, it won't be good this game, because Grant can punish him because he has a clock.
Right, right. So maybe getting down the way to just dig for answers is just the better thing than just a lock.
I'm just...
what is Flusterstorm going after the Jetaxium probe?
It would have to be.
He's just going to make another one.
Did you get your first token, bro?
Looks like he's...
I think he should have 2 tokens.
Yeah, okay, there we go. He remembers.
1, 2. Okay, so he's going to look at Baneslayer Angel, Gideon, back to basics, and 2 land.
Come on. Please make a Baneslayer Angel this game.
Never. Stop him, Grant.
All I want in my life is to see a Baneslayer Angel get cast. Boom, take 4, brother.
Usually they
Down to 12.
they wait to get you with the back to basics after you tap out for a spell, get the whole Armageddon effect. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Grant very happy to just sit with 2 untapped lands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, with 2 Pyroblasts. Well, 2 Pyroblasts isn't going to do much for him this turn with only 1 red source, but...
He could have gone down to 1 land to get Josh down back to 2, and he elected not to.
So here is back to basics, and Josh says, that's fine. You Pyroblast it.
He says, I get token.
Boom. This is going to be a fast clock unless Josh finds a Terminus, like, on his next draw.
Yeah, that's 7 damage, so he'll be at 5.
And I don't think he's got Brainstorm or anything to try to help him. He's just got to naturally miracle a Terminus here to not be dead.
Does Baneslayer have lifelink? I forget.
I don't know. It has protection from dragons, demons, and something else. I think it has flying and lifelink, I think.
It just has so many abilities that I forget. I thought it had lifelink. It would be a powerful way to stop this push.
Yeah.
It's also not blue, so Pyroblast won't stop it.
A Dash Hopes deck. I don't even know what Dash Hopes is.
I know what Dash Hopes is.
Wow!
It's black, counter target spell, unless its controller loses 5 life.
Wow!
Hey, Kinsicki! He watches my Popper streams. So we talk about
fine.
we talk about dash helps all the time.
See, yeah, flying lifelink, protection from dragons and from demons.
Yeah, that would be a good way to stop this push. He has the extra land. He's gonna have to go down to 4 to do it, though.
So is Dragon Stompy's lack of dragons just a meta call against Baneslayer Angel?
I'm gonna say hard no on that one.
That would be on my radar. Got to take all the dragons out of my Dragon Stompy deck and just play big goblins.
It turns out big goblins also kind of die to Baneslayer Angel.
They
a lot of
trade
time.
with the Baneslayer Angel.
I guess if they're big enough.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But he's going to cast it. Yay!
It happens.
This is all I wanted to see. But
No.
5. No, yeah, Josh is still alive through this attack.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. What a powerful card. Wow.
Here in the booth with Owen Wilson. Ka-chow!
Ka-chow.
That's when Grant bolts whatever token is blocked.
Oh my gosh. Next level. I don't think Grant has a bolt in his hand, though.
No.
But he doesn't have anything to do. No.
So, okay.
Bummerific.
So if Josh attacks, he gains 4, goes up to 8. If Grant had another land, he could make that
Well, he
true
gains
name.
5. Baneslayer's a 5/5.
Oh.
So he goes up to
5.
9 and takes 5, because I'm assuming, he would block the Pyromancer.
So if he can get through this true name nemesis, that means Josh can't attack?
No. And, yeah, that means that Josh is at 2.
So mills that card. He's
Through an attack.
ooh.
So now he's got the flippy flip. He drew a ponder, and he has swords to plowshares. I think Josh is actually stabilized. I think he's all right this game. He's got swords to plowshares.
I'm not so sure. So that is a Jace, a predict, and I think a land.
No, I guess, yeah, if Grant attacks with True Name Nemesis.
Because Josh can't attack without dying on the crackback.
Right. So Grant just needs to attack with his True Name Nemesis.
Yep.
Because if Josh wants to attack back, he only goes up to 6 life and is still dead to lethal.
Okay, yeah.
This is disappointing. I wanted Baneslayer Angel to be like
the best thing.
the best thing ever. But just too much power in play for Grant.
He's gonna be able to at least Jace, and he can do stuff. Jace bouncing a token isn't like end of the world. He loses the Jace to the.
What about making Gideon and making a 2/2 to block? Does that help you at all?
Will Gideon still be at 4 toughness?
It'll be at 3 or. Yeah, I think he comes down with 3 loyalties, and the.
I think I'd rather just
make Jace and bounce a token.
Yeah.
You don't like making a 2/2?
What does the 2/2 do?
The same thing that Jace does.
I guess.
Right? It blanks one of those 1/1s. And it also like keeps the Pyromancer from attacking, but I still just think that the True Name Nemesis is just going to end this game in 2 turns.
He's looking like he's going to attack.
So I wonder 3
With one of those planeswalkers, I think he can attack here.
8.
Possibly.
So if he does make the Gideon and make a 2/2, he goes down to 1. So if he plays Gideon, makes the 2/2, he can attack with Baneslayer Angel and go up to 5. And then if Grant attacks with everything, he can block the Young Pyromancer with the 2/2 and go to 1. Untap, make another 2/2, attack, go up to 6, and then take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then die. I don't know. I think Grant's got this one. Oh no, he also has Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, wow.
So, okay, he can stabilize here for at least 2 turns if Grant just has nothing. But he does have Pyroblast, so if Josh goes for Jace, that's going to get Pyroblasted. So I think he's got to go for Gideon here. But he goes for Jace. Oh, Grant's tapped out. Yeah, so...
Bounces the young PZ.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now he's going to go to 1 here.
This is a little stronger against Fatal Push.
True. Yeah, it doesn't expose him to the 2-2 being killed.
Okay, so... Now do you think Grant wants to put that Pyroblast on that Jace immediately? Or...
I think so. I think you just want to kill that Jace.
What's Josh doing with his lands there?
He's got the problem where when you try to put perfect fits into your things, sometimes they ride down and you've got the tip of your perfect fit hanging up and it's bothersome to some people.
Yeah.
It annoys me to no end when my cards do that, which is part of the reason why I kind of like the side loaders. I just never have that problem. But
I think if Grant had Bolt, it wouldn't be an issue. Like you don't even try to get your guy through, you just go for the face.
Yeah, attack with True Name Nemesis and then just bolt him, but Grant does not have the Lightning Bolt.
He's going to go for the Young Pyromancer again.
And he's got a Cabal Therapy.
That's pretty good.
I like making Cabal Therapy here, at least just for the 1/1. But
what do you name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I name at this point. Do you name...
If you had Terminus, you just would have jammed it, so you don't name Terminus.
Right. Do you name, like... Do you know about the second Gideon? I don't know if you do. I know he's cast a few Gitaxian Probes, but... Like, do you just name Swords to Plowshares because it's a removal spell for your Young Pyromancer?
Doesn't look like he hit anything.
Well...
So he must have named, like, Force of Will or something.
He can probably hit something here. I think at this point you name the Gideon. Flash it back and name Gideon.
Yeah.
And Swords is going to take care of Young Pyromancer. Okay, so now you just name Gideon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't... Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
You can respond to that, but he's not naming a card until after it resolves.
Yep. So there goes the Jace. He's going to attack all out.
Down to 1. So, yeah, Josh is just going to need a Terminus.
He can redraw off of the
Azcanta.
Yeah, but that puts him way down on mana.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure what he could do with just 2.
He could Swords his Baneslayer.
He could attack for 5 and then Swords it to go up to 11 life this turn.
Yeah, and then hope to get into another...
And then hope to draw a Terminus.
Yeah, that's actually an out.
Yeah. Seems...
Doesn't look like he hit any of those cards.
Yeah, and I think he's just got 2 lands in hand, so... I'm thinking this game is going to go to Grant.
Yeah, it looks like he has Will of the Council or whatever it's called.
Council...
No, that was a Terminus.
That was a Terminus.
Council's Judgment is...
Got to play his land for turn, and he's going to cast the Ponder.
Oh.
Yeah, shuffle, I guess.
Yeah, shuffle.
What is he going to see here that can...
I think it still
2,
just has
4,
to be...
5, 6, because even...
Is Swords to Plowshares not even...
No? Well, yeah, he can Swords his Baneslayer Angel to survive a turn, but... And hope he finds Terminus or something.
Looks like that doesn't happen, and Grant's going to take down the round.
Yeah, Grant's going to even it back up. He's still fighting. Fighting the good fight.
Yeah, this has been a good game.
Yeah.
Azcanta didn't perform that well that match, but it looked good.
He Swords YP. What is YP?
Young Pyromancer. I think he would just die if he...
Well, he already used his Swords on a Young Pyromancer.
I thought he bounced it.
No, he bounced it, and then it got played again, and he Swordsed it in response to the Cabal Therapy. we're talking about him drawing another Swords to Plowshares to Swords his own Baneslayer to gain enough life to get another draw to Miracling a Terminus.
Yeah, he didn't have
So I
it. We were
feel
hoping
like-
he would get another one.
Yeah, I feel like that was his only out at that point. But I think his game plan was to try to like slowly ease into a board state where he was.
He needed to hit Brainstorm and cast Brainstorm on grants upkeep. Blind.
Oh yeah,
You could also just
you just brainstorm. And,
Brainstorm on your turn, as long as you found a Portent and a Terminus, put Terminus on top, cast Portent, and then on his turn just draw the Terminus and be able to cast it.
Yeah.
So there was quite a few outs.
There were
for
a
him.
lot of lines that he had that could have like gotten him to Terminus. But Brainstorm was, yeah, finding a Brainstorm was a good one. Probably the best line.
It's all good, Platinum. I feel like I'm just the worst at just jumping into streams and just being like, well, this! And they're like, no. And I feel so bad. I've done it to so many streamers. And I just forget onboard effects when I'm watching them. Like, why is that City of Traders not working? Blood Moon.
Yeah, we're sitting there talking about the Blood Moon. Wait, shouldn't his City of Traders tap for 2 mana?
Oh wait, it's a mountain.
We're dumb.
Why can't it just be Magic Online and they all just become mountains? Alright, land, go. So, it does look like there's a Cabal Therapy in his hand.
Yeah,
Is that
Lightning
interesting to
Bolt,
cast
a
turn one?
Ponder.
I think Ponder seems better as a turn one
I
play.
don't think, yeah, you're making Cabal Therapy blind here. Maybe if there were cards like the top or Counterbalance in the deck that you want to try to hit as early as possible, you do blind Cabal Therapy, but I think we can just save it, especially when he has Jataxian Probes and Young Pyromancers in his deck.
He does go for the Ponder. I really like that.
He's
Land.
Deathrite Shaman, Volcanic Island, Young Pyromancer.
That's a death, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Deathrite. And Polluted Delta pass for Josh.
He has Counterspell up.
Yeah.
If he goes for Young Pyromancer, that's 100% getting shot off at the Young Pyromancer, don't you think? That Counterspell?
I think it depends on what else is in Josh's hand, but that's probably the easiest way to just get 1-for-1 value off of it is trying to counter it before it resolves. Otherwise, you're still potentially dealing with a couple 1/1s.
Yeah, he has a Swords, and I don't think he wants to do that.
Yeah, so he is. It looks like he is going to go for the counterspell.
I'm sure he'd rather Sword something like an Angler. So Counterspell, yep, that resolves. Alright, draws an Arid Mesa. Pass.
Another Young Pyromancer for Grant. It looks like he's got a couple lands, as Volcanic Island and a Tropical Island as well.
Ooh,
And a Gurmag Angler, so...
second Pyromancer. That one's good. So now he can go Cabal Therapy, flashback Cabal Therapy.
I am a fan of this.
Brainstorm, let's hide some cards. Land. Ooh,
Jace Snapcaster Mage. So he's going to put back...
is it the 2 cards he just drew? Oh, just
Looks
land?
like he reached for 2 lands there. And he's just going to fetch. Is he just going to cast Snapcaster Mage here or something? I don't know. I don't know what else is in his hand besides lands, the Jace, and a Snapcaster Mage.
I'm kind of thinking he wants to cast that Snapcaster Mage.
No?
Nope.
Swords to Plowshares. Okay, so he did have
Okay.
a Swords to Plowshares.
That way he doesn't get the second token for free.
Yeah. So now Grant's going to have to make a name.
Doesn't look like it was any of these cards.
And he is going to flash it back and name Jace. Get rid of the...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this. Trading a
1/1
1/1 token for a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah. And he was going to cast that Jace this turn if...
Yep.
Well, he could have, like, left up mana for days and something. He could have just been like, okay, I'm going to cast Snapcaster Mage with Counterspell. I think that was probably the stronger play, but at some point that Jace was going to be a problem.
Yeah. See if he casts Deathrite Shaman. Yep. And, ooh, another Deathrite Shaman.
And I think Josh is just saying Deathrite's not that big of a deal. I don't care enough to counterspell it. So, yeah, he's just flashing back Brainstorm instead.
Lightning Bolt on Snapcaster Mage.
Sure, still Brainstorm.
And there's a Terminus, so...
Perfect.
Oof, this is going to feel really good
for
Josh.
He could have Terminused there. The first card he drew was Terminus.
Oh, he could have, yeah.
I don't know if that was misplay or by design.
That's probably just feels like a really easy one to miss, you know?
Oh, a lot.
I sure didn't think of it until you said it.
Yeah.
So.
Because you're just like, okay, Brainstorm, I'm going to draw my card. Yeah. And then you just start drawing like crazy. But it does trigger.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Is this the Jace, or was he going for here?
The Jace got sent away with Cabal Therapy.
You right. So, Angler comes out.
Yeah, Grant just relentless with the pressure.
Yeah.
It's just been, here's a threat. Can you answer it? You did. Okay, here's a threat. Can you answer it? Okay, here's another one.
Game 1 was he had 0 threats. Game 2, he had 1, and it just was never answered. In Game 3, it's just threat, 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 threat.
Unfortunately, though, for Grant, Josh has also just been answer, answer, answer.
Very much so.
So
even through double Cabal Therapy. Granted, the first one whiffed. No pun intended.
Why is that a pun?
Granted.
Oh, because Grant, his name, Granted.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but then I realized it.
Oh. I'll give you a C- for that one.
I didn't do it. Okay, whatever.
Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna grade your performance.
Okay, I'll do better, Sensei. Okay, so
Brainstorm sees 2 lands and a Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, he has a
Fatal Push in
hand,
which I like getting rid of that Fatal Push, but and he puts back Fatal Push in one of the lands
to fetch away. Yeah. Right off the top. I like when people do that.
And the Deathrite Shaman. And I think Josh just has a couple lands in hand at this point.
Yeah, just the relentless threats seems like they've finally paid off, and he can start working on that pretty high life total.
And Grant just drew a True Name Nemesis. Oh, a Gitaxian Probe. I'm a liar.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Flusterstorm, that looks pretty bad, especially after you know about it. At some point, it could still get value, but
ooh, Bubbling Muck.
What?
Isn't that Bubbling Muck?
No,
that's Dread of Night. That's
okay.
Dread of Night. I'm like, why is there a Bubbling Muck?
Yeah.
Is that all 4 Swords to Plowshares? Or is that just 3? I think it's been 3 and a
I love this Dread of Night.
Yeah, Dread of Night is great.
I get into debates with people because it's one of the divisive cards of Legacy of like, do you run Dread of Night? Death and Taxes is a deck, and Monastery Mentor is a card.
I think Dread of Night is fine.
Yeah.
Especially just because Death and Taxes is usually one of the trickier matchups for Delver.
People say it's just too narrow a lot of the time.
Well, sure, but I feel like Death and Taxes is a bad enough matchup for you that
it's worth the card.
Yeah, it's worth the card.
You have the card manipulation to see it enough that the one hoser can up your overall game percentage high enough, I'd love it. 2 Dread of Night together, yeah.
Yeah, much better than Massacre. I like Massacre too, but Dread of Night is easier to cast. Not
what's
all.
What's the casting cost of Massacre?
It's 4, but the alternate cost is if they have a plains and you have a swamp, you cast it for free.
Don't they get something? Like life, or you lose life or something? It's pretty irrelevant, but
I don't think so. But I can't remember. It's been a long time since I cast a Massacre.
I know the real casting cost, but like, what's the one that matters?
Yeah, it's if they have a plains and you have a swamp. Nope, it's just free. It does no, Captain QC. It has a hidden alternate cost of 2 black. Like Force of Will has a hidden alternate cost of 3 blue.
So back to basics. Hopefully gonna grind this Delver deck to a halt, but it's a little bit late. We'll see if it matters.
It's a little late to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, Grant kind of just has everything he needs to end this game quickly.
Oh, he's just attacking. He doesn't want to tap his black.
Interesting. Yeah, he's really valuing being able to activate Deathrite Shaman. Yeah. Secret. Not a lot of players know this, but sometimes you can just tap 4 lands and cast a Massacre.
More secret than the pirate deck?
That was pretty secret.
That we were all talking about? One Dread of Night shut down Thalia Mother Spirit Flicker.
Yeah, Jace bouncing the Delver and Council's Judgment, taking care of the Deathrite Shaman. And now Grant gonna have to use another land to
get that Delver back out.
All the times I just exiled a blue card to cast Force of Will when I had 5 mana up.
Yeah, well, I think we saw one of those tonight. Or they just had 5 mana up and there's like exile a blue card.
Yeah.
And I think he had another Force of Will in hand he could have just casted. So we think that that's why.
But yeah, so Jace is taken care of.
But even then, like, it's a card for card, which you're looking for when you have that much mana.
Mm-hmm. But
it's still like,
there's a ponder.
You're spending 5 mana often to deal with like a 3 mana spell. Like at most.
Yeah, like you're definitely behind as far as like mana advantage goes, but
most of the time you're just like, I'm gonna untap anyway. It doesn't matter.
Sometimes it still feels really good, yeah, when you're just like, I wasn't doing anything with my 5 mana anyway, and now I get to keep a blue card.
Yeah.
So Gideon is gonna make a 2/2, I believe, here.
Ally of Gideon.
And hopefully the Delver doesn't flip.
It could though. Let's see.
But I mean,
oh, he thinks about it.
It was a young Pyromancer, I think.
What's that other card?
I don't know. It kind of looks like the
like
Eternal Master's Hydroblast, but I don't think it's a Hydroblast.
For some reason, I thought it was Jite. I don't think that's right.
I don't know what it is, but
I doubt it. I doubt very much that it's Jite.
Yeah. How long has this Delver been on the board? Unflipped though.
It is a Jite.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Look at that. Wow.
That's gonna be really hard to get that Jite through this back to basics.
Gideon becoming a 5/5. He's going in for
Dread of Night.
So I guess the Dread of Night says that he's not taking 7, he's taking 5 instead.
Doing work.
Yeah. Dread of Night kind of doing work here. I mean, not the work you want it to do, but still getting stuff done.
Oh, no flip again.
Wow.
He's going to be able to attack at the very least.
Yeah. And you definitely just attack face. Like, I don't...
Yeah, that Gideon, you're not racing that Gideon.
Yeah, you're not doing anything to Gideon, but...
Do you know his...
Is there a Snapcaster in Josh's hand?
Do you know the minus on Gideon off the top of your head?
Make a emblem that gives your creatures +1/+0? Or that's his 0 ability, maybe? I don't know. Yeah,
You get
plus one.
+1/+1.
Okay, so his +1 is he becomes a 5/5. His 0 is make a 2/2, and his -4 is the emblem.
Anti-Dread of Night.
And he's got another Gideon and a Snapcaster Mage in hand. So, yeah, the emblem nullifies the Dread of Night.
That's kind of funny.
So I like this Snapcaster Mage before the draw step. 2 Swords to Plowshares. So Grant gonna gain 3 life.
He's just kind of staring at this lightning bolt, like staring at the Gideon, staring at the lightning bolt.
Yeah. And this back to basics also just doing work.
Yeah, we thought it might be a little too late, but Miracles is just pro at stabilizing.
Yeah, and there's the emblem, so there's 5.
Gideon vulnerable to lightning bolt,
And
but
another
not this
Gideon.
one.
Is this Gideon going to make a 2/2, or is it going to make another emblem? Probably just a 2/2, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if Grant can find a way to dig himself out of this. I don't know if he can. This back to basics really put a lot of pressure on Grant's resources.
He has 3, maybe
And
4
just
mana to work with.
Kind of, yeah, allowed Josh to just run away with the game, but he's going to like to make a True Name Nemesis, which doesn't really hold anything at bay. Just kind of keeps him from taking a hit from Gideon, but still taking 3, 6, 9 on the swing here. No, just taking 6.
Yeah, he's just fine to just make more.
Yeah, you just
allies.
make an ally every turn.
What
Take
does he care?
6. I'll make another 2/2.
He loses 1 a turn. He makes 1 a turn.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, and this Gideon not under pressure. The True Name Nemesis can't attack.
Even if it could, wouldn't kill the Gideon.
No. So important. Josh gonna draw. Yep, and that's curtains. Back to basics. Powerful, that game.
Super. All right, so
Yeah, that's round 3 in the books.
there we go.
Oh.
And that's all the magic we have for tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget to tune in on Tuesdays for more Legacy. The other days of the week, there's some other formats being played. Monday Standard, Wednesday is Judge Classes, Thursday is Nothing. Don't forget, if you do live in the Salt Lake, Utah County, Utah area, Legacy Win-A-Box tomorrow at 4 p.m., followed by Standard Share Box at 5 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
It is our pleasure to be with you every Friday.
From all the heroes here at Paragon City Games, have a good week.
Bye.